Okay, stream should go burr. Just double check, making sure everything is tip top. Mic check. Mic check. Okay. Cool. Audio and video looks good. This should be good. Oh, there goes the Twitch ads. All right, let's check. The chat boxes should be good. I'm gonna have to click unlist this after. I'll have to unlist this after. Getting started. Chat boxes a go. Fast fetch has been fetched. Has been fetched. Okay. I think we should. Let's just get the 1, 2. I think that's big enough for the font for now. And I think we should be ready to rock and roll. Welcome back. We are just starting another episode of Some Dude Writes Rust Code. And today we're just going to be kind of hanging out. Oh, you know what? I think we need to pick the wallpaper. I don't think we picked the wallpaper today. Let's pop this over here. We'll do a Sway BG. Which wallpaper are we going today? There's some I haven't tried yet. So maybe we'll try... Maybe let's try, I want to try one of these ones. What's the space one? What's the space one? Ah, I'm down. I kind of like this one. But yeah, does it match Capuchin? It does match Capuchin. It kind of does. It's got that, like, that kind of purple tint to it. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I think we're gonna go with that wallpaper for today. And yeah, we're gonna be in Hyperland, Alacrity, Neovim, all the things. We're gonna be working on our Rust application. Let's jump back over to, where was it? Yeah, I want to go here. Let's blow this up and let's fire up the application. Forget basic Linux commands. This is gonna be a rough day, I think. All right, yeah. So we are gonna be continuing the REST app where we sort of left off yesterday. Was sort of we were working on handling the responses for this application. So I actually got a real API endpoint going on right here. One that shouldn't be too mad at me if I keep calling it. Oh, welcome. How you doing? Yeah, this is Jonk. This is definitely Jonk from YouTube. Welcome in, my friend. How you doing? Ayushman. How are we doing today? Looks like you have just won the award, my friend. You have won a very prestigious award that I feel that a few chatters slept on this award today. It does happen, but you, my friend, have officially won the first chatter of the day award. So, Ayushman India, we're just gonna try and get your name in here if possible. Might be too big. We're gonna have to drop this down, baby. Let's see. There we go. There we go. First chat of the day. Welcome in, my friend. Ayush, you're doing good. And wait, instead of Ayush, do a U. You want just a U or a Yushman? You want just a U? Yeah. Figure is rather new. I use Banner. Oh yeah, Banner? Is that like another little application kind of like Figlet here? I think Figlet's like, I feel like it's an older application, definitely older. One of the old school sort of terminal eye candy, one of the old school terminal eye candy. Maybe we'll just put you up here like this. Call that again. There we go. Okay, I never, I'll have to check out Banner. I'll have to check out like Banner, Linux, CLI. ASCII banners from command line. Okay, cool. Sounds like the same concept. Morning, Jeff. How we doing? How we doing, Jeff? It is definitely, we are in the morning, my friend. And how is your morning doing for you? We will be continuing our wild adventures into our REST application. We actually do have, it is actually firing off. And yeah, you don't have to answer me, Jeff, if you're lurking, if you're just lurking, but let me know how Jeff's doing today on a fine day like this. But so so we're working on the functionality. So I actually sent a request to a weather API that I found. There's a nice weather API that has sort of allowed me to use it without an API key. I guess I could have just set up an API key for another API and tested it that way, but we did find something. We did find like a real, like a for real API that we can actually test against. You know, something that might not get angry at me for sending stuff. But Jeff, doing great. I've got some reports to fix this morning, but just hanging out. Oh, cool. Okay, nice. Working on the weekend, Jeff. Working on the weekend. Oh no. Working hard. Well, good for you, Jeff. Hopefully this can provide some chill background, some chill place to hang out. Ratatouille is the best TUI framework in my opinion. Raj, could not agree harder, my friend. Could not agree harder. That is definitely our TUI library of choice. It is what we are using to write this application. So, and it is one we've used to write other applications in the past. JE Browser, another one in the past. Try not to be a broken record too much today. Infinite Coder, nice to see you today, Coder. I hope everything is doing well. Ayush, the things I use, Zen and Hyperland, and I discovered you. Arch, by the way, too. Very nice, Ayush. Very nice, AU. Very nice, AU. So Zen enjoyer, Zen editor. Is that it? Oh no, wait. I'm thinking of Zed, but okay. You use Zen. This is Zen, the Zen web browser. I think that's what you're referring to. Hyperland and an Arch user. Damn, I think YouTube might have gave you the correct recommendation, or Twitch, or whichever way you got here, my friend. Aminon. Oh, cool, a free weather API. Yeah, welcome back again. Animon with the very cool avatar. Yeah, this bad boy. Looks like it's api.open.metro. I just kind of really quickly pulled like one example from them and just thought like, we'll use this because we're just going to be testing out handling the response. And now you can kind of see what I was building up last stream. This is really starting to develop. Like let's go into the code a little wee bit. If I telescope, bring me where I need to be. This is a little too loud. Bring me where I need to be. We made a data structure just to sort of map the idea of an HTTP response into our application here. And then we're using this data structure to sort of display on the user interface here. We're going to be using Ratatouille, and we've just started playing around. I'm sort of learning a little bit of like kind of well, not exactly learning, maybe relearning would be more appropriate, but just how to properly display text and the different colors and stuff like that. So here's an example of displaying a request sent back. We're actually going to be improving upon this functionality. We're going to have like a if I press tab over one of the tabs, yeah, if I press tab over the tab, it goes into like this, another menu, so to speak, that is sort of based around the tab itself. The parameters, headers has its own thing like that. Adds like functionality for adding headers, removing headers. It's kind of like a list and a form. But I want the same thing here with the response tab. Just like a little, like there's going to be some really useful functionality. I'm hoping it'll be useful so that you can do stuff like not just kind of see what the response is, but you'll be able to output it into a text file or copy it to the clipboard or other wonderful adventures such as this. Be right back. Infinite Coder, I'm making an AI agent right now, and I just added a web request function, asked AI to do concurrency conversion, and got it yapping about if web request is the right tool for like 7 paragraphs. Then it finally called it and got, are you a robot? Jeez. Is this vibe coding nowadays? What has happened? What has happened to vibe coding? When I was a vibe coder back in my day, back when vibe coding was all about Stack Overflow and all of these wonderful websites to figure out how the hell you're supposed to implement stuff. Yeah, it just seems like it's going in the wrong direction, the vibes. They need to vibe that back. And I gave up. That's funny, Coder. Are you the guy who did whoa. Do you do tutorials, Anamon? No way. Oh my god, do we have another streamer and content creator here? I'm not gonna lie, I bait other streamers and content creators hard in this stream. I think like this is I've gotten so many now. Maybe that just happens. Maybe that's just the thing that happens and I don't even know about it, but L Colon, which used to show up at one point, and there's others. Another S tier YouTuber sneaked into the Discord the other day. Probably thought I didn't notice, but I noticed you. I noticed you sneaking into the Discord, S tier YouTubers. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, because everybody's going to be looking in the Discord and trying to figure out who it is. I'm not vibe coding. I'm normally coding assistant myself. Lacola, welcome. How you doing? Do you have some day you do not want to work or do anything code related? How do you overcome it? Lakoa? I'm just a bit addicted and obsessed with this. So I would love to say like I'm a really disciplined human being. I can be disciplined. I went for a jog this morning. I try to be healthy. In this context, why I'm doing software development right now, I'm just addicted to it. This is kind of like my gaming. It's kind of like my gaming. You know how like you just want a game, you get addicted, you just fire up the game because you got that thing inside is driving it to you, that maybe not healthy thing, that maybe not healthy urge is driving you to do something. I'm sort of being driven to write code and build stuff. I wonder if it's healthy or not. Actually, Raj, if Alacrity just supported images and ligatures, I wouldn't have switched to Ghosty. But the devs are too stubborn to add them. This is true, my friend. They're, Alacrities, I guess, I like to refer to it as lightweight, when it's doesn't have the features that something else does. I like to call that lightweight, but no, I'm just joking. No, it doesn't have all the features. It's not a jam-packed terminal, like kind of like Ghosty in that respect. Like you can't show pictures. It doesn't do the kitty emulation and stuff like that either. But however, there is one thing that does really well, and it is this Vim visual mode. So if I press Control-Shift-Space right now, you'll see that I can walk the cursor along the terminal just like I'm in Vim. And I get access to like a whole bunch of different like Vim functionality things that you would expect from Vim, like scrolling, searching, the Vim motions itself. And like that little feature of being able to like walk around, yank text, drop it somewhere else into a text file or a terminal, something like that, it literally, it like binds me to it. It's like the ring of power. It's like Sauron himself designed this terminal. Like, I cannot leave it. It's my precious. It's my precious. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I keep it? Where's the why shouldn't I mean? Why? There's a meme. I swear. Why shouldn't I Lord of the Rings meme? Lord of the Rings meme? Oh yeah, there it is. This is me and Alacrity. Wait, let's get a full blown. Open a new tab. This is me and Alacrity right now. Why shouldn't I keep it? Why shouldn't I keep it? Yes, I'm Animon, the kind of a YouTuber as well, but I'm doing non-English content at least yet. Okay. Cool, very cool. Nice to have you in. Well, we get a lot of people here who are not English native speakers. That's the thing, you know, you get the translation, YouTube can do the translation stuff, which helps out big time. Okay, big time. We are doing big time things today. We're just gonna be kind of jumping around here. But yeah, so we're doing this, and there's a few things now that we gotta add. So I can actually send the response and display it more of how I wanted to display it. At the top, I can sort of show the HTTP version, the status code coming in, currently printing the headers in blue. It's kind of like when you're looking at a response in the raw format. It's like the raw format of the response. We're going to be adding functionality to this, a little bit different functionality. So it's actually printing out. It actually prints back. But there's a few things we're going to do. So we're going to need to add scrolling. So you can scroll up and down when it's sort of wrapping and cutting off. Yeah, I'm pretty sure quite a bit of that is actually getting cut off right now. And there's no scrolling, so we're going to do scrolling. I'm just going to drop it to do scrolling. So, because I get distracted during the stream, and I need lists. Lists are a very great way to stay organized, my friends. Lists are very useful. So we're going to try and keep some lists. We're going to try to stay organized. We're going to try and be maybe good coders today. Maybe infinite coders today. Yeah, so we're going to implement scrolling. We're going to implement this sort of like I press tab and it goes into another special functionality thing. That's how you currently, we got to work on this stuff later too. There's quite a bit of quality of the life tools we're going to have to input for inputting the body when the user wants to input the body. But okay, so we're going to implement scrolling, and then we're going to implement like the tab mode, I guess you could think. Tabbing into the tab. Tabception. That's the feature, tabception. Okay, well, yeah, we'll start with scrolling. It's gonna be a little complicated. Might be a struggle stream. This could be a struggle stream. I'm gonna have to do some advanced mathematics, also known as basic algebra, and we'll see how that goes. Infinite Coder. Background: 9 years ago, Animon made a YouTube series on making a programming language. What? I watched that like 5 years ago, and that was the reason I got into compiler development. So you literally inspired Infinite Coder. Animon inspired Infinite Coder, and they both are right here today side by side. In my opinion, that's the best series on the language development. Unfortunately, most people who asked me don't know Russian, so they couldn't follow this tutorial. No way. AI translation is so cringy. That's funny, Animon. Interesting. YouTube's captions translations actually got really good lately. Wow. Okay. It's getting real. If Alacrity added tabs, it would be foot. They also don't have naked literatures. It is holding some people back. Mishur, new sub, by the way. Thank you, Mishur. Thank you for the new sub. You know, I don't, an Ox Braddock, thank you on Twitch. On Twitch, do not Do not reveal yourself, Braddock, if you do not want to, but thank you for the follow. Thank you for that follow on Twitch, and thank you for the follow on YouTube, Mish. They call them different things. Oh, thank you for the follow. AU on Twitch also. Another important software project that I was actually in the middle of doing a software project to bring chat into the terminal. So I was going to do two things. We're going to do two things. We were going to bring chat into the terminal, and we were also going to capture browser alerts, Twitch browser alerts. Use your words. Use your words. Twitch browser alerts. We're going to capture those and YouTube alerts and try to bring it into the Wayland client. So I was kind of like starting that project, and I was in the middle of sending HTTP responses and requests and stuff like that to like I was kind of in the process of doing that, and then I was like, okay, I would really like an HTTP client right now from the terminal, and I just couldn't find one at the time, so we just kind of dived into Rust. We just dived in. Are you good with Rust? Is it your primary language? I think it's more so of my primary language than English is now at this point. I think I speak more Rust than the English language at this point. But no, I feel like am I good? I feel like I'm good. I feel like I'm good at Rust. I feel like I'm good at Rust. I know enough to design the like what you see here. Okay, so what you're seeing here is going to be quick and dirty. There's a lot of quick and dirty in here, and I know it's quick and dirty. I know it's ugly. We're not at the great refactoring yet. But I do know enough about Rust to design my patterns and not fight with the borrow checker and stuff like that. And yeah, we're not done this. We're not done this. But I feel like I'm good at Rust. I feel like I'm good. I feel like it's been enough time that you can actually say you're good at Rust now. There's people way better than me, for sure. And I always forget things. I'm forgetting things all the time. Ham Bosto, Kitty would be good. Yeah, Kitty's not bad. Kitty, craft rum. Craft rum. Hey, yo, it's just not a stream. If craft rum's not here, I have to rethink things. I have to think, like, did I do something wrong? Why didn't craft show up? Like, what do we need to do different? What do we need to do to bring craft rum back? So I'm glad you're back. Thank you. Adarsh, hey, welcome. Welcome in. Welcome in. It's getting crazy today because of my new strategies. Okay. Yeah, so first thing, scrolling. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is gonna make me look like a fool. So the thing about the scrolling is I'm gonna have to calculate a little bit of math here. And essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna be taking the area of this little square. We're gonna basically calculate the length of, I guess you could say, we're gonna have to calculate how many lines are gonna fit in here, depending on a few things. So depending on the lines of the status line and these top blue headers, which should be, this is easy to calculate. This is a one-to-one calculation. A little bit more of the calculation will be turning this, because we're using, you can think of this part, the gray text, as just like one giant string. Can I highlight it all as one giant string? But it's going to be like one giant string, essentially. So, and I already have code. I already have code to calculate like the width and buffers and stuff like that if I give it a string. So a lot of that is already written. So that's cool. But we're going to be using that in combination to basically like, we're going to just determine how many lines does this box need to be. And then we're going to sort of set up like our scroll widget to do that sort of thing. So it's going to be a little bit going on. I should probably a good time to commit things. Oh, we're on a fresh commit. Oh, joys. Oh, joys, the joys of a fresh commit. Adarsh, welcome. Hey. It is a good day. Mish, I want to build like this productivity app with a UI based on XMB, and I'm thinking Rust would be good for speed. I'm usually just a Python and JS kind of guy. So there's two things that I think are important regarding your statement. Why shouldn't I? Two things I think are important. One, the Rust ecosystem is really well done. So what I'm referring to is and if you're coming from C+ or C or another language, you'll probably understand this a bit more, but the build process, like with cargo run, cargo test, the whole tool chain sort of around Rust is very delicious. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's one of the most enjoyable things for me of the language is the tool chains and the building around it. So in that respect, it's going to be, I feel like things would be a lot quicker in terms of developing something, like developing a project. However, if you're new to Rust will slow you down. Like if you're new to Rust and you've already done other programming languages, you're going to hit ways of development that you couldn't do in other languages, and that's going to slow you down. So just keep that in mind. Is it the end of the world? No. Should you avoid Rust? No. Is this a very time sensitive thing? Then I don't know, maybe you want to do what you're most comfortable with and you can pump it out the quickest with, but if you want to get it, but it's definitely worth getting into. Definitely worth learning. And we're in the Ratatouille libraries that we're using, so that's why I keep popping that up. So the scroll, so it's gonna be it's gonna be a little bit. We kind of did a bit of scrolling. It's gonna be a little bit to this. So we'll calculate. Okay, so scrolling is based off of just the amount of lines that is going to be required to fit in the box, and I should already have some code to deal with that. So we're just going to try and set that up. I'm just going to try and set that up and remember one thing. And yeah, and we're going to be jumping around. I have a silly question. Why Rust syntax seems weird, like lifetime, macros, even the names of some crate. Yeah, there's a little bit. It's a little bit different. And there's things you're going to hit, concepts you're going to hit that you probably won't hit in another language, like lifetimes. Like who else is dealing with lifetimes in languages? That's a really very specific thing to Rust because it deals with the specific memory management and stuff. So yeah, there's going to be like weird stuff like that. Let's go. There's other examples here. There's other stuff like the implementations. Like I really like how the implementation language features, how you can implement traits for different things, and how that influences your development style. But that is just interfaces, right? Like traits are just interfaces in other programming languages. And this is just a way to turn a struct into a class, right? Like I can create a structure called an auth type, and then I can give it a method. That's a method of an instance of this enum. Specifically, that's why it has the self. The self makes this as a function. That's an instance. It's a member function. Like it's not static. It's not shared between all classes of this type, so to speak. But yeah, so like it's different. I don't know. Like I mean, there's a big C style with this, right? Like a lot of this, I guess, is inspired by C. And you're just kind of making structures. It wasn't like heavily object oriented maybe at one point. I'm not 100% sure on the conventions of everything, but I mean that's just kind of the way it goes, and it gives you what you need. It gives me what I need as coming from sort of different styles of development, object oriented, data driven development. Just kind of seeing those two flavors and then playing with Rust, I feel like I get everything I need. Lifetimes go burn. Exactly. Yeah. Never in another language have I met a lifetime, and it's like, wait, what do you mean lifetime? It's like, what do you mean like? Because this being a 1, 2, 3, 4. So this being a variable has a scope, and this scope, like this will not live anymore after this function. So, you know, depending on the lifetime of something and depending on how you structure your code, you might have to declare lifetimes on certain things like structures. This structure needed a lifetime because it's doing this, which is a borrow. So it's borrowing something, right? So you're saying like, we're going to create an object, right? We're going to create this response object, right? And it's going to take a borrowed something. So you're going to give me something that's borrowed to create this. Well, what if the thing that I borrowed, like what if the thing that I'm borrowing from to make this structure gets deleted in memory? What do I do with this? This needed that thing. This is borrowing that thing. That's where lifetimes come in, because you now have to declare, like, if something is going to borrow something else, the compiler needs to know how long will it live then? How long is this going to live? So you are now specifying lifetimes. So yeah, no, things are different. It's definitely a different way of doing things. You know, Rust is supposed to give us a whole category of errors and runtime issues. There's a whole category of those that are just not supposed to exist in Rust. And because of that, and other things, you know, there's no such thing as null, so you're always going to be destructing some sort of enum. You're going to be destructing enums more times than you can breathe when you're writing Rust code. That's just kind of the nature of the game, right? I made jokes about it. Sometimes it sounds like I'm complaining, even when I'm not. Even when I'm just chilling, enjoying my coffee. Anyone else enjoying their coffee? Oh, I love a good coffee. Love a good coffee. Yeah, so it is weird. I know we went a bit crazy on that. Lifetimes do go bird though. Also, is this Vim? This is Vim, sir. This is Neovim. This is Neovim. This is the new Vim. Modern Vim. The modern man's Vim. I don't know. It's the new Vim. It's the Neovim. It's called Neovim. It's a amazing text editor. I actually do YouTube videos around it at the moment and other things. What are those crap from? What are those things in the code? These guys? These guys. So, how can I describe these guys without butchering everything? So these are, I guess you could think of these like, I think macros, right? Yeah, macros. Macros, thank you, Coder 2. Yeah, macros, you know, if you're from other languages, macros would be a great way to describe this. But if I was to describe macros, basically like so when I apply one of these macros to the code, like serialize, what it's going to do, it's like under the hood, and I'm not a big fan of this type of stuff, but under the hood, you can kind of think it's going to generate all this automatic code, which is something that I would have to implement myself, like a boilerplate type code, but it's going to kind of generate it automatically and then give this structure extra functionality. So in the case of the serialize macro, this is so that I can serialize this request into JSON, you know, with no fuss and no muss, no questions asked, you know, just do what I say type of thing. But I mean, so the syntax is around that. I guess this is the builder macro, which is part of the builder crate, which allows me, so like the builder pattern, I'm using the builder pattern, a very common, fun little pattern for declaring and creating objects, actually super useful in Rust because of some of the memory management and the borrowing and stuff like that. With the builder pattern, you can swallow something and then you can like return a new instance of that thing, and then like Rust gives you really easy ways to reset things and stuff like that. But so there's a lot going on in Rust, but you don't have to go too far in Rust. Like if you're learning basic programming, you can just start with the basics, you know, variables, loops, statements, structuring code, functions, classes, separations, dot, period, com. Thank you for the follow, my friend. Thank you for the follow. We're just chilling, explaining Rust, chilling Linux. Arch, by the way. Wallpaper, by the way, we're going with this wallpaper. Surprisingly capuchin. I'm liking it. Fits right in with the capuchin. Arch, by the way. Kitty, day one, asking for coding only with Nano for 1 day. This is day one of Kitty asking for only Nano for 1 day. You want me to only Nano for 1 day? What would that even be like? What would that even... Do I even have Nano? I don't even have Nano. That's Arch for you. Okay, with Arch, like 90%, like with Arch is a very do-it-yourself, a very do-it-yourself system. So if you do not install it on Arch, it will not exist on Arch. Arch is not going to come with stuff for you like many of the other distros. You actually have to build in a lot of ways Arch from the ground up. But I like that because, and at its core, it's Linux. Because what's beautiful about Linux is that, like, if the distribution is good, at the core, it's still Linux, and you can still do all the base Linux things and have total mastery over your system. So I do enjoy that. By the way, power is getting insane crap from. I know, it's getting in here. I have a different strategy today. Day one of Nano. So yeah, I guess Katie will have to. We'll come up with that, but it would be the worst thing you ever saw. Like, maybe that'd be like a video, Kitty. Like, you wouldn't want 3 hours of me in Nano. You wouldn't want 3 hours of me, 4 hours of me in Nano, hating myself, hating everything, cursing Kitty's name, cursing Kitty every minute. I have to be in Nano. Hambo, so I have skill issues in memory management. Sometimes I forget the free memory, so yeah, I choose Rust. Then why Rust Analyzer is barking at me. Yeah, that Hambo still. If you're not fighting with the Rust borrow checker, if you're not fighting with the Rust Analyzer, you are just simply not writing Rust. You need to go harder, son, if you are not fighting with that borrow checker. Hyperland plus Arch, that is the deal. That is the dealio. That's the dealio. By the way, next stream, Linux from scratch. Yeah, you can't. Next stream won't even be able to turn it on because I'll be in the middle of building my system. That'll be. I'll have to get to a point where I can turn it on to run OBS, and then we'll be good for that. Macros, they generate. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Infinite Coder, they generate code. I hope people were following that. Derive macro is made automatically. Implement the traits. Exactly. How can I stop Quen3 from speculating about if doing one step is the right choice? Quen? Oh, is that your AI? I thought it could find something using Google. Quen3. How can I stop Quen3 from speculating if doing one step is the right choice? Does it really do that? That's funny. So what you building here, Lord Royce? We are building your new. We're building the HTTP REST client that you cannot live without, that you are just craving in your soul to use. So yes, so apologies for that. So no, we're building a REST client, an HTTP client. It's specifically designed to be used in the terminal with a terminal user interface. And yeah, that is the goal. That is the goal. Almost done edition. Soon edition, getting there edition. It's been a long road. It's definitely been a long road, but we're getting there. It's functioning, and it's written in Rust. It uses the notoriously famous Ratatouille library. That's what we're doing, Lord. It's nice to have you in, Royce. Nice to have you in, Lord. Thank you for coming by. Hope you're doing well too. I saw one of the most acoustic streams, some guy doing LFS on VM inside of, oh, cool. That would be interesting, actually. Yeah, no, we could do that in a VM. Oh man, so cozy in here. Arc boy, it just got cozy. It just got cozy. I hope everyone's checked out the new YouTube video today that we got going on. I actually demonstrated some of my finest Vim motions today. Some of my top Vim motions. The VI, so we got I showed today the VIB. We did a video on the VIB and the VI Shift B. The VI Shift B. so ergonomic, so much better. So what a VI Shift B does is it replaces the VI squiggly brace. So if you do a VI anything, you know, if you've been wondering like, what's a VI? What's a VI? Well, I'm saying because there's a way of jumping your cursor over sections of code through Vim motions. If I do a VIB, oops, if I do a VIB, where's it going? Why isn't it showing up? VIB? No, it's not working there. Why didn't it work there? That's weird. But no, if you can do different patterns. So if I do like a VI quotes, the cursor will jump, you know, right into the quotes. It'll just jump right into it. If I do a VIB, it jumps right into the parentheses. If I do a VI Shift B, it actually jumping everything in the squiggly brace. And because I was in this squiggly brace, so there's different patterns. There's also VAB, which will grab everything around and including the squiggly braces. It's similar to VIW. VIW grabs the whole word. No matter where I am in the word, VIW, I'm going to do it. Yeah, that was a VI Shift W. Will grab everywhere inside a continuous block of text on the line. Yeah. So there's different, like I call them patterns. I don't know. I call them pattern jumping. I don't know what the proper word. There's just a Vim motion. It's a certain Vim motion to sort of bring your cursor over a certain section of text. And, you know, it helps you quickly edit your text. I use them all the time, those patterns. So VIB, those is a big one. I love jumping in. Maybe I'm changing this, yanking this, using it somewhere else. Really good for, oh, I need to duplicate a method signature. I'm going to jump up 10 lines, VIB, grab that, go over here, jump down here, VIB into here, paste that there. Now it's there. Just quick editing, you know? We have a little video of that today. We do a little demonstration. Little tiny demonstration. And there's, I didn't have time for the bigger, better video that I'm planning on doing later. Are you planning to allow piping the response JSON to JQ? Okay, you mean like, I think I know what you mean, right? Like, so you can basically take the response out of the program, right? And then use it somewhere else. So, you know, either copying to clipboard, piping it into another program. Maybe you can open it in Neovim, right? Like you can press the E button right here and it's going to fire up Neovim and it'll pipe all this into Neovim or something. 100%. Awesome, Jeff, you got it. Yeah, no, that's in the books. That's one of the key features that we want to have. So, because it's like, what do you do with the response? I really feel bad just kind of sending, let's build a new response. And just so we're not destroying, but abusing. Let's just not abuse the server when I don't have to abuse the server. So I'll just call it this. I'll just give it a really messed up URL. I'll save it. And then we'll fire this off. Oh, I didn't actually handle malformed requests yet. So this won't work. This won't work. But no, but like if I sent a response or whatever, you know, you want to do something with it, right? You want to bring that into somewhere else. Maybe you just want to save it as a file and then open that file later during your leisure time, you know, kick back, put your feet up, grab a snack, and open up that request you sent a few hours ago. Yeah. ArcBoy, I made the awesome Windows Manager video, by the way. Oh, sweet. So we're going to check that out. Oh, yes, I have yet to see that. Hey, can you give me some ideas for new awesome Window Manager themes I can make? I just don't know. What type of ideas are you looking for? Like color schemes? Like, you know, okay, so yes, I gotta keep reading things before I start thinking. Yeah, I could give you some ideas for sure. Like the top would be, maybe I'll type them. I'll type them in. So Kanagawa, Rose Pine, Capuchin. Okay, well, you want inspiration too. So there's Capuchin, Groovebox. Night Fox, Groovebox, Carbon Fox, Night Fox. Yeah, I hope you got those, buddy. Hope you got those, buddy. Yeah, so I think that should do. That was quite a few delicious color schemes. Those are some delicious color schemes. Okay, so where was I? I know I was getting distracted. Okay, so calculating the... Okay, so we're going to do this in a few ways. I should already have... If I go to the request form, I already have the scroll state. I can search this real quick to see where I'm using it in this buffer. So, okay, we're going to be using this right away. I should be able to use this right away. The keybinds are set up. What was I doing here? Scroll, okay. I just kind of forget, I guess. And then the paragraph itself uses self.vertical scroll. I forget why. So I set the scroll. I had a vertical scroll. Did I have a vertical scroll? Do I still have that? Do I still? Okay. Let's try this then. Up here though. Gotta get rid of this, I think. And jump down here. Don't need that there. So I should just right off the bat get scroll functionality just from this. Because I have it set up in we're saving the state of the scroll. We're saving the state of the scroll. It's hooked up into the key bindings. All I got to do is add it to the Ratatouille widget. Takes a little bit to figure out. It took me a little bit to figure out scrolling Ratatouille, but it's not hard. You just got to give the documentation a proper read through. Estera, welcome back, my friend. It is nice when your friends join you once again on stream. How is Estera doing today? How is Estera doing? Are you following? Are you a progress follower, Estera? You've been following along now, so it's been nice having you, and thank you, my friend. Okay, so I should be able to. Yeah, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Still whooping. Scroll go burr. Scroll really go burr. Okay, yeah, it seems a bit. So we have the scroll. Scroll's fun. We just need, so we need two things. I don't want to scroll past the thing. I don't want to keep scrolling when I can't scroll. So we'll try to implement that. And then the scroll bar itself. So we need to calculate the amount of lines this little square will take. Sorry if that hurts your eyes. I got a bit obsessed there. I just want ideas on what color the theme is going to be based on, not the exact color scheme. What? On what color the theme is going to be based on? What colors? Colors come in harmonies, my friend. They come in palettes. Here comes the maths. Uh-oh. We're hiding. Hide. Okay, so we got the scrolling. Now we got to do advanced math. Now it's time for advanced math. Advanced mathematics. So maybe I should declare a variable. Should I declare it here? Maybe I'll just declare it. So, okay, so status line. And then I push the headers. Okay, and then I give the lines to the paragraph. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna have to do this down here, I think. So let num lines, and we're gonna start this off with lines.length, because that's a vector containing the status line. And oops, what am I doing here? Did we get swallowed? Yes, we did. Can I borrow you? No. So I would need to... I could clone it here, which is okay. So it swallows it there. I would need it there. I could declare it up here, because this is a non-swallowing event. I think I should stop saying swallow. It stops saying swallow. Okay, so number one, we'll have to declare that there because of the swallow. I need this in a variable. Wait, do I need? No, I won't. Where was my? I'm gonna bookmark here, app here. I should have. Wait, where was the code for this? I actually forget where the code was for this. I had some code to determine the length of wrapping. I had some wrapping length code, but I forget. Wrap text. Was it here? So, oh wait, this gave a vector of lines. Oh, it's up here. I use it. I use it up here. Okay, I'm gonna go look for that. So I was using it. Wrap text line. So this calculates. This brings you. Oh, okay. Oh, I see how I was doing it. I see how I was doing it. Shandy, thank you for the follow, my friend. Welcome, welcome in. Hello. Hello to you too, good sir. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for a little bit of inspiration. It's you know, it's helps me out. Let's it's like feedback, you know, it's like feedback. It's like, you know, you're not doing too bad. You could be going in the right direction. Okay, so what did I do in wrap text? So what did so this was just literally a splitting algorithm. It was literally just a text splitting algorithm to split the lines on a specific width and fill a buffer. But I don't need to do that to calculate width, right? Let me just see. Get cursor position. Okay. Was it this? So I did. I know I had some useful code for this, for calculating. So wait, what? I wish I wrote comments for this. This wasn't self-documenting. So it was, I took the width and the length of something. Oh, so the width of the buffer, the length of the line. Where was I using this? So, and that would determine. So if I yeah, I think this was what I was using to get the cursor positioned, because what I needed to do, because I had to implement, I hope this starts. So I had to implement. So basically I needed the cursor to follow the string as we go down the buffer here. So I just didn't have a way to get the cursor to drop down and follow the text. So I had to kind of like implement my own text wrapping, cursor following stuff. So that should be using the same math. It should be using the exact same math for that. So we're going to be using that math, so to speak. Holy moly, Wrath with the subscription. Thank you, Wrath. Not too often, but subs have been coming in lately. Thank you. Huge support. As a streamer, you know, currently at my level, you know, we're not top level. So that's very helpful. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, Infinite Coder. AI is never replacing us. Yeah, I know. Seriously though, Wrath lurking from YouTube. Sweet. Thank you, Wrath. Thank you, Wrath. Support on both YouTube and here. Awesome. Very helpful. Thank you, Wrath. Hope you're having a great time. Hope you're having a great day. And yeah, if you're lurking, no, you're lurking, so don't answer. Don't answer. We respect the lurkers. The lurkers are the life. They're like the blood. You don't see the blood. You're not supposed to see the blood. If you do see the blood, it's not good. But you need the blood, right? You kind of need it. Kind of need it. Okay, so I'm supposed to use this. I was using the math on this to determine where the cursor position would be. So in theory, I should be able to use this to determine the amount of lines that will be needed in the buffer, and that will be signified by the length dot width here. So is that really the only math I'm going to need to calculate that? I think so. It's not going to be as advanced as I thought, because when I was doing the cursor position stuff, I had to kind of think a little bit more to it. Like, it wasn't like just length times width. I was like, well, and then, you know, how am I going to get the X? And then that was just the remainder. That actually is actually easy. This is the mod. This is the modulus. So the remainder of the width and whatever is ended up being where the cursor position is. So if I can just length over width it, I don't even think that's gonna need anything special or dedicated. So let's just try that out. Maybe where was I? Did I do a bookmark? Oh, I did. Good. Thank you. Thank you, bookmarks. And oh boy, it's that time already, huh? It's that time already. If an encoder can't figure out, search for the URL for currency exchange. Either way, vibe coding just ain't really up to the vibes these days. James, nice. Yes, you made it. Thank you. Welcome in, James. Welcome in. I am also just working cool. Working on the weekends. Wow, so many hard working. What's the song? What's the song again? What's that working for the weekend song? Everybody's working for the weekend. Yeah, something like that. Everybody's working on the weekend. Okay, anyways, the time has come where I have to play a little tiny small video. I'm going to play a little tiny small video. I got to rip away for a quick tiny little 5-minute break. I'm going to run the ads on Twitch so nobody misses anything. If you want to take a break too, this might be a good time for you to take a break. But if you want to enjoy the video, feel free to stick around. And yeah, so great job, team. Working hard. Great progress. Fun times. And I will be back in 5 minutes. By the end of this video, you'll be able to edit text very quickly inside Vim. To do this, we only need to focus on 2 directions: horizontal directions and vertical directions. We're going to be starting with the vertical directions because there's a little less to it than the horizontal directions. The first step to moving up and down is basic scrolling, and it's actually very simple. We're basically just going to be using Control D and Control U to move up and down by half the width of the screen. This is actually much better than moving a full screen, as it's easier to orient your eyes as you scroll through the document. But more commonly for a vertical direction, what we're going to want to do is what's called a line jump. In order to jump our cursor to where we want it to be, essentially what we're going to do is we're going to find the line we want to go to, we're going to look at the line numbers on the side of the screen, and we're just going to press line number GG. Line number GG is a great way to do line jumps if you are not using relative line numbers. For example, if I wanted to jump to line 25, I can just do 25 GG, and that puts me on the line exactly where I want to be. If you're using relative line numbers like I am, as you may notice on the side of the screen, you can simply just sort of target the line you want to go to, and then, for example, I want to move down 6 lines, so I'll do a 6J. I want to move up another 10 lines, I'm going to go 10K. With relative line numbers, you're not going to be using line number GG. You're basically going to be using the relative jump and J or K to move up and down. A pro tip: when you've actually landed on the line you want to be on, use ZZ. ZZ will center the line you're on onto the center of the screen. Let's say I kind of jumped my cursor to the bottom of the screen. Well, it's not very convenient to look all the way down there, so I can just quickly press ZZ, and that's going to move the line my cursor's on to the center of the screen. All right, just a recap. To scroll up and down, we're going to just use Control D and Control U. To do the line jumps, we're going to be using the line number GG, or if we're using relative line numbers, we're just going to be checking how far we need to jump and using J or K to respectively move up and down. And that's all you need for vertical motions. Vertical motions is just about getting the cursor on the line that we want the cursors on. Before you go lubing up your keycaps, we're going to master the art of moving left and right. So we're going to be focused on the horizontal directions. Once you have the vertical and horizontal together, your movements will be complete. And we're going to keep this simple. So we're going to be starting with the basics, capital W's and capital B's. If you notice, capital W's is going to walk my cursor along a continuous line of text. You can almost think to it as jumping to the nearest white space. And if I use capital B, capital B is going to walk me back a continuous line of text. Now, this is a very basic and often very useful way of just jumping your cursor along the line. Now, if you use lowercase w's, you are going to jump to the next word, but it will also stop on special characters like punctuation, brackets, and stuff like that. W, lowercase w, and lowercase b, another viable method of just quickly jumping your cursor left and right. Now, for a little bit of a more target approach for horizontal movements, we're going to be talking about F jumps. F jumps is a very valid strategy for jumping, and here's sort of how it works. We're going to press F, we're going to press the character that we want to jump to. I'm going to choose a comma. As you notice, the character jumps to the first instance of that character. And if I press the semicolon, I can jump to the next instance of that character. If I want to move back along that same jump, I can press the comma key to do an F jump. F, the character I want to go to, semicolon to keep moving. All right, who just 10x their development? Who just 10x right from that video? Let me know. Let me know if you 10x. Okay, we're gonna just check. Make sure we're still streaming. Pretty sure we're still streaming. I can hear myself. I think I can see myself. So let's continue. If there are any issues, feel free to let me know. James. Oh, I wish I didn't have to go on a break right when James shows up, but thank you, James. Cue the GTA Vice City trailer stream. I know I'm gonna be coming up with some interesting break stuff eventually when I get more time. Just funny little skits or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Scroll bar will need some percentage lines until end, I think. Yeah, something. You'll see. You'll take a look at the scroll bar coming up from Ratatouille. It's interesting. It's an interesting little thing to do it. Oh, we got the pass to Russ. Nice. I feel like the Joker from The Dark Knight because I like clicking my tongue when I talk. Arcboy, you come up with some of the funniest stuff ever. Like, that's why, like, you do need a Zoomer rant video. You need like to do Zoomer rants. I feel like maybe a separate YouTube channel because you don't want to like screw your algorithm, right? You don't want to screw you got a YouTube algorithm. YouTube algorithm pumps and dumps you like crazy. Metis, what app are you coding? So we are coding a new HTTP REST client that you enjoy from the terminal with a user interface from the terminal, similar to those other fun terminal programs like Yazzie terminal user interface for doing stuff in the terminal. And this is for doing different types of stuff in the terminal. This is for REST clients. Very useful if you're in web development, making a REST API. Maybe you want to use someone else's REST API and you want to like set up a project with a bunch of requests and stuff like that. These things actually come in handy, and I needed one, and I really didn't have one that I could use at that time. So this is what happened. The genesis. The beginning. Why so serious? Exactly, yes. Oh, we need to get back into those Dark Knight memes, I feel. We lost an entire section of good memes. I'm gonna try and bring them back. Like the Bane memes. The Bane, you know. They only noticed me when I took off the masks, all those cool memes. Okay, so yeah, what were we doing? Scrolling. Okay, sorry, weather API. So sorry. I'm sending you another. I am once again asking for your help in the building of my application. Okay, so let's get the scroll bar. Let's do advanced math. We're in the middle of advanced math. Number of lines is going to equal this plus, and then, it's going to be something like, and we'll have to figure out what happens when we don't have a body on the request. Did I name this horribly? Yeah, I did name this horribly. I really did name this horribly. So length divided by, and it should be inner dot width. Yeah. So, okay, we're gonna have to clean, so it's not like this. It's gonna need a, Did you see that? Did you see? So like a lot of times when I'm like let's try that again, right? Let's try that again. So like a lot of times, like I put the bracket here, right? And then I need the bracket on the end. What I'll do actually is like I'll drop down a line, walk back, and then just do it there like that. I do that a lot. I end up doing that a lot. So this is, we got U size, so I want as a U, like this. Or is it the other way around? Wait, was it wrong again? Oh, it was because, and wait, what is this? This is U16, so we all gotta be on the same page. Is there a better way to do that? It's probably a better, rustier way to do that. Raj, did you learn Rust from Rustlings or Rustbook? My learning is very much, so it'll start at something like the Rustbook, where, you know, you kind of need like a very basic common first walkthrough of the language, right? And but basically what I'm doing when I'm learning a language is I'm starting a new project. I'll just start a new project, like a whatever project. I'll start building something, and then like I'll just try to like do what I'm trying to do, and I'll just like jump to the Rust book. Okay, how am I doing arrays? You know, how are arrays in Rust? Like I need an array here. Because I'm not learning software development, like if I'm learning on the new language, like I'll just kind of cover a few things, like the basic stuff, like how to declare certain things, how stuff's going to be structured, how files are separated, the build system. But most of it is really just like I'm in the project. That's like, how do I do this in Rust? And then I jump to the Rust book, and then I jump back and I do it. It's a lot of that. A lot of just, it's really good. Like I feel like what served me really well learning software development in my time when I was learning it was really just building different random projects. Just really just a practicing building stuff. That's how you go somewhere. I feel like that's how you're not in tutorial hell. Like the minute you open up a new project and write your first line of code for a goal that you've made yourself, like you're not in tutorial hell anymore. That doesn't mean you're not going to be jumping the Stack Overflow in the tutorials every 10 minutes to try and figure things out. But like it's that idea of tutorial hell that people get into that I've been hearing about lately. I never even thought of that as a concept until other people started explaining it to me. Like I had just always, I want to build a calculator, or I want to build this, or I want to build that, and really simple at the start, you know, and then you just like learn the language by doing stuff. Hell yeah, learning projects, exactly, Giga Chad. See, a Giga Chad, it always takes a Giga Chad to know a Giga Chad, so to speak. Some may say that. It's debatable, but no, welcome back also, Gutim. Welcome back, Giga Chad, Gutim. It's hey, well, how's it going? It's just a little too much squiggliness to read the lines on that one, but hey to you too. I'm glad you're here. Let's try not to miss anything, shall we? I'm not joking. I decided to cut my clicks and editing. Oh, Arc Boy. How many when I was first editing my videos, or just speaking in general, like there was a lot of and ums and ahs, and now like if I listen to another YouTuber and they say all I'll hear them is say because I had to edit out 1,000 times in my video, and now I try to not say anymore. But it's such a thing. It's such a thing. It'll drive the Misophoreans crazy. What's the name for people who can't handle mouth sounds? They call those jonk haters, I think. Those are official jonk haters. Pro tip used for picking colors. Ooh, cool. Quen just decided to make up the conversion rate and not use any tools at all. I'm not feeling good about Quen. I've been hearing about Quen. You've been telling me about Quen. I'm not feeling Quen anymore. The knowledge gained from solving problems yourself is priceless. Exactly. And not just asking AI to fix it for you. Stream ending? Chandu? No. No. Nope, not ending, my friend. Welcome in. Welcome in. Nice to have you. Welcome in. Aimless Journey. Hello. Cool Neri config. We did switch to Hyperland. We did switch to Hyperland. You might have seen the Neri video. You might have seen the Neri video and the other Neri setup we had. And it should look exactly, pretty much exactly like this. Because they're both Wayland compositors. They both have a very similar border decoration setup going on and stuff like that. So it's almost like a one-to-one copy. Like if I set up Neri right now and rice Neri, if I rice Neri, it should look exactly like this. It's going to use the waybar. The terminal is going to be the same. Editor's the same. Like the borders and stuff almost look the same. Neri's also amazing. The infinite scrolling. I miss it a bit. I do. I am a Neri enjoyer. Neri's solid. Neri's solid. Hyperland stable AF though. Really enjoying the experience. Really enjoying the experience. Radji, should I learn not to swear on my own live streaming? It's up to you, Radville. I hear other people stream swearing, and they seem to. I don't know. I think it seems to harm them. I guess it depends who you're trying to cater to, the audience. Like personally, I try not to swear because we do get younger audiences. You know, they exist and they're here and they're very much welcome here. But you know, I don't want to be just swearing like a sailor, you know, like a drunken sailor. And somewhat family friendly, you know, somewhat family. But, I just don't swear on. I'm not particularly sweary in real life, though. I do. I'll drop a few bombs. I'll drop a few bombs. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Why would I lie? Oh, because I should. Yeah. I sometimes watch a tutorial introduction when I learn a new language, and go with documentation, project, and programming streams. That's a big one too. Yeah, like a lot of the new workflow will be like a YouTube video. Might watch a YouTube video while the project's starting. Maybe a few streamers, catch a few streamers kind of doing the same language or stuff. Depends. My streamers as of late are more my comfort thing. YouTube's more like I'm getting information. But if I'm watching a streamer, it's a little more comfy. It's a little cozier. But no, it's the same type of thing. Rust is a nice language, but I don't have incentive to switch from C++. Can you Rust pill me? Giga Chad. Okay. Honestly, it's gonna be C++ is solid, so it's gonna be hard to Rust pill you. But I do have to say, like, since you are a C++ enjoyer, the build system, the whole build system around Rust. I did just say this earlier. I don't know if you were here earlier to hear it, but I'm gonna pretend you didn't hear it. So like the build system, like the cargo running, the testing, the way you can implement other people's Rust projects into your code, the whole tool chain and everything around it seems superior to C++, far superior to C++. And like, so the whole environment and all of that, like it's such a quality of life joy to work in. And then the language itself offers some pretty sweet deals. I feel like you do struggle with borrow checking mechanics. Borrow checking mechanics is like the memory mechanics is huge when you're just getting into it, because it forces you into certain things. It handles things in certain ways. Like there's not even a null. There's no such thing as null. So you have to handle things like they call it the option. You're really just destructing enums under the hood, but other languages have that feature too, like Java has an optional, C++ has an optional too, pretty sure by the way. But yeah, anyways, definitely hard to do a full Rust build, but there is a lot to love about Rust that I feel you cannot get in C++, but at the same time, I'm a huge C++ enjoyer. That's why it's hard for me to like steer someone specifically from C++, because C++ is very nice. Modern C++ I find very enjoyable. I do find modern C++ very enjoyable. Just kind of not doing that at this moment, you know? So just sort of where we're at. Hot take KDE Hyperland, to be honest. Cool. KDE is actually super stable. And I always have KDE Plasma on the system backed up in case I need like some like if I need like the Windows experience. I always think of it like everything's like built in with KDE Plasma, right? So it's gonna have like what you would kind of like when you install Windows, everything's built in, and it's very stable. Huge community. KDE Plasma, solid choice. We're gonna get back to the chat though. So the number of lines should equal the and this is gonna be confusing AF to a few people, but if I add the status line, if I add the body length divided by the size of the buffer area, the width of the buffer area, that should give me the number of lines for the body. And then I'm just missing the headers, but that's included in the line, so that should be good. So I should, and why that counts now, because I need to use a number of lines somewhere, and now I forgot. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be self.scroll state, I believe. Self.scroll state dot content length is gonna be num lines. And then you should see the scroll bar on the side of the screen. Oh, we can into. I forgot about intos. I forgot that I am an into enjoyer. What's wrong with this? I set the thing. Oh, is it giving me? Oh, right. So if I copy this, paste it here, equals, always forget, because it's immutable. It returns itself. It swallows itself and returns itself. And this is super useful because you won't run into the borrow checker. Well, it'll be like, oh, you took something from me and now I want it back. You won't have to run into that when you do this pattern, when you do this Rust pattern. I really do enjoy that. Thank you, Ratatouille? Yeah, thank you, Ratatouille. I just noticed you have 64. Wait, when I replay my own video, I felt so much disgust because I wear a lot. Oh yeah? And I also say too. So I'll fix that. Yeah. So just before you say because there's always a time. It's like right before you think, all you got to do to not say is just kind of think right what you're about to say before you say it. Like you something pops into your head, you're about to say it, just think for a split second about it and you'll catch that you'll catch, like I've been like for me that works. It's like just like it's like there's like an extra process going on in my head. It's like an extra background process that's maybe like catching all of these subconscious thoughts I'm about to rip out of my throat box or something. Just use KDE because it provides a complete desktop. Yes, it does. I just like the options it provides, but I also like to sleekness, the minimalism. Yeah, another thing about KDE is it's super customizable. So even if you, and there was the but if you can't get the full Hyperland experience, maybe the configuration is just a little bit too much and you want more of an out-of-the-box experience that you can jump into and start racing, the KDE Plasma does basically give you that, because it feels like Windows. Like if you used Windows, it's going to be very intuitive. It'll have like the bar and you click on the bar, right? And then with the mouse, and then things pop up and you can select programs and settings and stuff like that. And KDE is highly customizable. It's very slick, very slick. KDE enjoyer 100%. And when I first started streaming, when I first jumped back into Linux, there's the scroll. There's the scroll. Is it calculating? See the scroll bar? I know you see the scroll bar. It's going down. Going down, down. Does it go? Okay, wait. When does it stop? When does it think? Okay, I think I got the calculation right. We're pretty close to right. Okay, this is cool, but I never wanted really to scroll past here. Like, I never really wanted to scroll past there. So, good. Advanced basic algebra. I think we just mastered advanced basic algebra. So I'm gonna write this commit, advanced basic algebra. Wait, algebra handled it. Okay, did it. First shot. Was it first shot? I think it was first shot. Okay, so we got that, and then we're gonna figure out, we'll drop another, so I can actually get rid of this to do, or maybe we'll just turn this to do into a new to do, where we will do the brain. We talked about this. We talked about this before the stream. We said before the stream we were going to be able to name things. So we're going to call this not allowed to scroll past the text. Okay, to do. Talked about this, brain. I changed my name to Mandara Mandara Uchiha. Do we have a member of the Uchiha clan amongst us today? Oh my. Oh my, there's actually only one surviving member, if I'm not mistaken, of the Uchiha clan. We better watch ourselves today. Some people would be like, what are they talking about? Welcome, Madahara Uchiha. Wasn't Madahara the one from like a long time ago? Used to be the like one of the during the beginning. Okay, anyways, we'll continue. QWERTY Giga Chat is here. Yes, the QWERTY Giga Chat is here. He shows up every once in a while and just fully chads us out. Fully brings this stream to full chat mode. In fact, we kind of have a wallpaper dedicated in his honor. Good layout, Linux, nice US font, nice OS font. Stream ending? No stream ending. Honor, oh, Arch, right? He is showing, okay. Twitch over YouTube. The wars have begun. If you clip farm, swearing probably won't get a scene. Okay, interesting. I use Awesome, by the way. Do you use systems programming? No, not really. Haven't really done any of that yet myself. Iwu on site, welcome in, Iwu. I think I missed you. Welcome back, Iwu. Apologies with the thing. We do get heated around here, so I do miss things now. In chat. It does, unfortunate. It's never anything personal. How am I going to prevent this? How am I going to prevent this? I'm gonna have to store something, I feel like, internally that's going to limit how far I can scroll. Like, I feel like I'm going to have to store something internally in this form, in this class, like the state of something. Oh, actually, I might. I would have to recalculate the number of lines in the response. So I could store this somewhere. Could store it somewhere. I'm gonna have to store it somewhere. So basically what I'm kind of going around about here about. So we're gonna have a method when we're handling one of the events in the system, key event. And this is gonna be the, I kind of forget where it was. This is, I think, is it this one? I think it was here. Yeah, so when I press enter, it sends the request. So yeah, so essentially, or no, it's down here. There's the keys responsible. This needs to change. So this needs to change to a match statement. We're gonna be during the Great Refactoring. Okay, I'm gonna put a to do here so that one guy doesn't get mad at me in the comments again. Turn this into a match statement. Okay. And actually, we're gonna try and improve this further. If I can use callbacks stuffed inside of a hash map, I can map keys to functions, so to speak, and then just handle this a lot better instead of a giant if statement block. I'm gonna see that. And if there's other options, I want to try that too. So in the scrolly code, when I press the scrolly keys, I'm gonna need to prevent it from scrolling too far. And so I guess we're gonna have to clamp this. We're gonna have to clamp and stamp. Seems like we're gonna be clamping this. Raj, Zig's ecosystem is also growing. I hope it'll eventually be on par with Rust, if not surpass it. Me too, actually. Me too, because I am definitely a Zig enjoyer. I'm definitely like, I have a future Zig game development project that I would love to do in the future. Would love to do. And Ghosty's written in Zig, is it not? Ghosty's written in Zig. Wayland Power, I need to get on that. Just spun up Arch on my laptop last weekend. No way, Wrath. Sorry, I missed that. Hope you're still with us, Wrath. Very cool. You just spun up Arch. So good news. You can run both. I say this too, but this is information I need to get around. And you might not know. Okay, you're still here. Cool. Yeah, I miss chat a lot. I do miss chat a lot. But you can have both X11 and Wayland existing in the same space, and you can just switch between them when you log in, when you go to log into your system, in your SSDM or whichever login thing you're using. You can switch between it. So yeah, definitely. And all you got to do to get into Wayland is you just install Hyperland. Like, it's not like you got to just installing the Hyperlink or the Wayland compositor, just installing the Wayland compositor. Now you're in Wayland, and then you just fire it up, and now you're in Wayland. It's not like you have to do anything weird, although, like, you know, some assembly required for Hyperland and stuff like that. Little assembly required. But no, welcome to Arch 2, by the way, because new Arch. Hey, you first chatter of the day. Hope you didn't sleep on that one this morning. Hope you didn't sleep on that. I know I'm planning to build my own KDE theme. It is extensive. Awesome is awesome. Yeah, I hear a lot of good things with awesome Windows managers. I think like some stuff about the built-in themes Arcboy was mentioning too earlier. And very cool if you're building a KDE theme. Very cool, because we have KDE enjoyers in the chat. We catch them in the wild sometimes. You know, you got to catch them all. You got to catch every KDE enjoyer you can. And try to keep them in the stream, so to speak, because, you know, they're getting a little rare. Then Hyperland's kind of taking over. You know, everybody's looking at Unix porn, and then they're like, it's always Hyperland shots, right? Unix porn's always like a Hyperland shot most of the time. Okay, yeah. So how am I gonna clamp this? How am I gonna know How am I gonna know to clamp this? So first, the scrolling shouldn't even work unless there's a response. Scrolling shouldn't even work unless there's a response. That's number one. And then number two, I'm gonna have to like, I'm gonna have somewhere, I'm going to have to do what I'm doing here to calculate the number of lines. But I'm doing it here because a lot of work is already being done to calculate the lines. But it's, yeah, I could just do this again. I think maybe I'll just make a dedicated method for this that's kind of independent of what's going on up here. I think we'll do that. And then at least if I have that method, I can use it both here for the content length, and then I can use it to bend the scroll bar to my will. To my will, so to speak. Unix Form has lost its uniqueness. It's just kids installing someone else's hyperlink.files and posting it like it was the end of the world. Yeah, that's not a bad take. An interesting take, my friend. I always enjoy an Arc Boy take. That's for sure. Definitely enjoyed that one. Okay, so let's make a new method. Where would I put this method? Because I'm always gonna forget. This is like one of those methods that I'm gonna be like, oh, this would be so useful later, and then I'll never even remember where I put it. I gotta start being a little more disciplined, I think. And maybe just create some utility. The utility class, the tried and tested, the world renowned, the utility class, the class where you put the code, you don't know where you should be putting this type of code. Maybe we'll make one of those classes. And then when we get into the great refactoring, we'll like probably be transferring this over to that or something. Yeah, we'll see. Let's do that. Where should I put it? Is this gonna be like a UI thing? Should it be program agnostic, UI specific, or maybe like backend layer specific? Backend layer. So wait, what do we? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go with UI. So we'll put the code in here. And maybe we'll just draw. This has been my workflow for creating new stuff in Neovim, like new classes that are split between each other. Oh, I should rename that to utility. Can I spell utility? Utility. Okay, I'm going with that. And then I'll just pull up my code actions, and then I'll just pick one. You must choose. What should we choose? We're gonna choose one. And we go here. I'll just save the buffer. It always stays warning line until I at least just like edit a little bit, I guess. Oop, did I change that? Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. New class. New class for a new day. And then we're gonna have a method. And a method was born. But what did it do? Oh, did I miss something here? Would you be opposed to adding that widget that shows your keystrokes? I did miss something. I could. I don't know how it's going to perform on Hyperland. Let's see. I don't have it set up, so it might be a bit wonky. Let's see. New Wofi rice. Show me the key. I don't have it set up properly. So I gotta like, okay, I touch the mouse. So I turn it on. Now it's like here. But now I don't. And then like, yeah, I can type things, but I don't want it like that. And so I'll have to adjust the size. This, it would be like down here. And it would be here. But now I need to, but now it's not on the right screen. So I should be able to move it here. Huh. Okay. Set that. So you get it the appropriate size. This thing feels like it might be too big. Let's do some tests. Let's do some test motions. So if I did like a VIB, you can kind of see that VIB. Is it too? I feel like it goes away a little bit too fast. I feel like it goes away. Can I just change the timeout right here? Timeout. Timeout. Let's do a VIB. VIB over knee. VIB. Yank. Jump down. VIW. Paste. I don't know. I feel like it's good. I feel like it's decent. There's one dude, I should really unlist the stream from YouTube, I think, after. Should unlist the stream. There's one guy's gonna be really mad at me. One dude's gonna be really mad at me. Sorry, friend. Sylvain Franklin? Did an S tier just enter the chat? Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Welcome, Sylvain. Nice to have you. We are not every day. Now that is a serious S tier that just entered the chat. Sylvain Franklin, if you don't know, another Vim enjoyer. Has been pumping out like a lot of cool videos on like Vim and I guess other stuff. I guess like Luke Smithy, also maybe philosophy like stuff, life stuff. But welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. It's nice. We bait streamers hard into the stream. We do get a lot of streamers. We do get a lot of streamers here, but no, welcome. Nice to have you in. Fellow Vim enjoyer. Sounded like he was currently on Mac. I think he's currently rocking Mac. I felt like he was, sounds like he mentioned something like he was going to be jumping into Linux maybe later. So another future Arch enjoyer, possibly Linux enjoyer, Hyperland enjoyer. But very cool. How you doing today, Sylvain? We are coding. We're writing Rust. I'm actually writing can I not turn it on now? Did I break this? Yeah, I broke a bunch of stuff. So let's get rid of this. Should be able to turn it on. So basically, we're writing a HTTP REST client. It's a REST client that you can use in the terminal with a terminal user interface. So, you know, being a terminal enjoyer, we try to stay in the terminal. We use all the programs that keep us in the terminal. And this is going to be another program that will help keep me doing workflows in the terminal. Very useful when you're just creating REST APIs, playing with REST APIs, web development stuff, and stuff like that. Move it to the top right. Move to top. Really? Well, we haven't gone into it yet. Hold on. Okay. Top right? Really? Up here? You might be right, my friend. I think you might be right. I don't want to cut off code. I don't want to cut off code, though. I gotta touch the mouse. Mouse is lava. Mouse is lava. G:. Where were we? Were we here? Or is this the wrong buffer? I was creating the new thing. Yeah, we were creating the new thing. We were creating a new function to determine the length of, so if I do just a quick pub function, whip that up, length of lines, num lines, we'll just call this num lines for now. And when we get back, maybe we'll think about proper naming conventions. But what are we gonna take? I feel like this is gonna have to just take the whole response And then we're going to, I'm just going to put it here. I'm just going to put it here for now. It's throwing me off a bit. Throwing me off a bit. So we're going to return. So I'll take a borrow of an HTTP response, and if I can hit the right keys, there you are. We're going to take this, and then I should be returning a U16, I believe. 16-bit unsigned integer should do the job. Peak joined. We're hitting peak join. Sylvan joining, honestly, is it's a big deal for me. Like, I don't want to be too much of a fanboy here, and I don't want to put him on the spot. It gets weird when people get put on the spot, so I'll stop putting him on the spot. But like, we're reaching peak joined here. We are reaching peak join. Perpetual life enjoyers. Fuzzy farters. Rice is decent. I'm happy with this wallpaper. I haven't tried this wallpaper yet with the capuchin colors. It's working though. It is working. So we're gonna keep enjoying that. Doing well, but about to catch a flight. Base stream, man. No way. Well, yeah, you've been traveling around, right? Well, congrats, Franklin. I would love to catch up, like knowing what you're doing in school, all of that. Maybe I'll try to catch a short. Maybe you can tell us on a short what you're doing in school or something. But nice to have you in stream. Would definitely nice to get to know you. Thanks for jumping in the Discord. S tiers. We're collecting S tiers. We're collecting them all on this stream. We get so many streamers and stuff and content creators that come. So where do you get those wallpapers? These, I am gonna eventually have them all on the doc piles on our GitHub. We should have a lot of these, but a lot of these should be available to people already. So you should be able to get these already. What I was doing, I was just typed in like capuchin wallpapers or something. It was like capuchin wallpapers. It should be right here. Should literally be right here. If you're not using the Vimium plugin, if you're not smashing the like button with the Vimium plugin, chat, what are you doing? So there was this one. There was one where it actually showed like, I think it was this one. Yeah, I think this is it. So if I get to scroll here, Zen just gives me back my ability to, yeah, so I went to this one, and then there's like just a bunch of really cool ones that you can check out. And yeah, so yeah, if you do, just go to this one, just go to this one, let's go to this GitHub, and it's just loaded. And these are literally all capuchin mocha flavored. They got that. So you can see the name of that, right? Organcy. I'll use the mouse. We'll bend to the mouse. With this one right here. Check out that one. And all of those ones will have like a, it's got like, capuchin has like a, I don't know, this is how I describe it. It's like purple. It's like a purple tint. It's like it feels like a purple. I know purple's not a real color, but it feels like a purple tint. It feels like a purple tint. And I know that sounds weird when I said that, but it's a thing. It's actually a thing. Where do you get those? Well, yeah, so how did you remap caps lock? I'll tell you that in a sec. I gotta catch up with the neglected Twitch here. Sorry, Twitch. I love you, Twitch. You know, shit, Twitch. You know, Twitch. You know we're friends. I was with you so long. Okay, I don't think we missed. I suppose resizing the bar is a UI quality of life thing, not explicitly mandatory. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I got the excitement. This is going to be ultra fire stream now. Huge. Somebody should clip this. Have you migrated to SQLite? I hope not. No, I have not, Oshlam. Do you have any Oh, no, Oshlam, welcome back. Thank you for coming back, Oshlam. Welcome in. What are your reservations, Oshlam? I'm a curious cat. So if you give me this, I'm gonna put a bookmark here. I'm gonna jump here. I'm gonna grab this because it was supposed to be something like this, and then I'm gonna sort all this out. So this is going to be sorted. Sort. I think I can start with response here. Inner. Oh, I'm gonna have to give this a width. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. You're not gonna know the number of lines if you can't divide by the width. That's just basic. It's basic. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. I'll jump over the inner. I like that type of jump sometimes. Jump over here. This is going to be a little more calculationary, a little more calculatory. We're going to add the headers length, the length of the headers plus, always +1, because the status line is always there. But that's not how I want to calculate that. I don't want any side effects. We're not side effect enjoyers. So I can just get rid of that, actually. Jump down there, and this is our new method. The length of the headers. Should we always +1? Yeah, no, because this is num lines based on the response. This is num lines based on the response. So num lines of response I'll put, and then we'll add the +1 because it's not a side effect. It's not a side effect. I swear it's not a side effect. This is going to be Ultra Firestream. Huge, bro. We're ramping. I'm joking. Is it not a real color? Purple? No, it's not. It's something your brain tells you is a real color, but is in fact not a real color. So it's one of those weird things. I'm a purple enjoyer though, so okay. Oh, sorry, Raj, I forgot. How do we remap caps lock to escape? Can you show me? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can show you really easy. Sorry, Raj. I hope you're still with us. I hope we didn't lose one of our finest viewers. Not gonna lie, Raj has been hanging around. Okay, so we're gonna head over to the hyper config, and I should just be able to NVim into this puppy. And then I should be able to jump to the caps key bind. So in Hyperland, there is a section of the input block where you can define rules. They're like rules for your keyboard rules. And one of those rules is the legendary, the needed, the should possibly be mandatory. Maybe we need to rethink how we build keyboards. We put this on Han. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Wow, I actually like someone caught a browser alert on Twitch. Thank you for the follow. Shunned you. Thank you for the follow. It's getting crazy in here. It's getting crazy. It's getting. I don't even know what to do anymore, chat. I don't even know. Okay, so this is how you do it. Oh no, I changed my config. Does it still work? I sometimes the hot reloading is a blessing and a curse. When you don't want a hot reload. When you don't want a hot reload. Okay, so but that's should be pretty simple. And this, okay, the reason why that is so important, I highlighted this in part 2 of one of our videos, the strategy guide video, is because one of the most common motions is getting in and out of insert mode. Just do yourself a favor and make getting out of insert mode really fast. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself. Called me Mr. Jonk. Art boy. Call me Mr. Jonk. That's how you do it. In the Hyperland config. Thank you, Jay Foster, for jumping in and helping out there. If I read that. Zon, hi. How you doing, Zon? Nice to see you again. Welcome back. Kitty, hey, my wallpaper is looking Europe from space. My wallpaper is looking Europe from space? No way. That's cool. Like a top down, right? Like, is it real life or is it like cartoony? Is it like cartoony or is it like real? That'd be cool though. Either way, one of those, that's a cool shot. Oh yeah, okay, Raj. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm finally catching up with chat. Raj is like, oh, I've been done. I've been enjoying my caps lock as escape for the past 5 minutes. Jonk doesn't even know. Such a terrible streamer. Craft Rum, do you mean that purple is a shade or it doesn't exist? My understanding is purple does not exist as a color. It is not real in real life. There's no frequency of purple. So there's a spot on the spectrum of color between, like, I don't know, I forget where it is on the spectrum. But what happens is your brain then decides, like, I'm gonna show you this is purple. For some reason it does that. That's what I heard. I could be wrong. I don't want to bro science. I'm so bro sciencing right now. Okay, no, if purple's not real. If I'm gonna bro science, I have to look it up on stream. Purple is not real. While purple might seem real, like a real color, it's not a spectral color. It's not on the spectrum. That's what I was saying. See? Bro science. Bro. Do you even science, bro? I'm just joking. That was just a joke. That was just a joke. Don't hate me. Num lines. So I'm supposed to be able to get the response, which I still haven't renamed yet. And then in the inner dot width, apparently, this should work. Why ain't you working? Did I get you the wrong? Oh. Who's that? Wait, what am I returning? This takes a what? This takes a... Oh, this takes a U size. Oh. I think it's time to rename this. I keep forgetting. So, never do not do what Jonkaro does. Okay? Just do not do... We're gonna call that response. More appropriate. All right, let's see if that works. Let's see. Is it gonna work, chat? Is this gonna work first shot? I feel like it's gonna work. Okay, do I do Control C to get out of insert? Maj, a Control C enjoyer. Did you write that comment? Were you the one who wrote that comment? Someone wrote a comment about that. But yeah, we do have Control C enjoyers. We do. I feel like caps lock is better. It's just quicker. It's right next to the pinky. Very ergonomic. You could do it all day. But no. Control C works too. Especially if sometimes you just can't, or it's hard to swap. You have to temporarily and you can't swap. It sucks when you don't. When you're used to caps as escape and you do not have it anymore, it just feels so bad. It feels so bad. Kitty real life, exactly. Yo, how do I get that? That's cool though. Kitty, your picture's real life Europe. That's cool. How do I get that keystroke overlay? That's show me the key. It's called show me the key. So you should be able to get it by Googling it, and it should be on Arch. It's on Arch repository, I know that. Pretty sure that's how I got it. I use JK. Oh! Someone wrote that as a comment too. Was that you, Jay Foster? Someone wrote they use JK. I forgot to... I actually think I think I wanted to respond to that, but I forgot. Yeah, I'm so bad. Okay, were we testing? But yeah, JK. That is a very interesting use of getting out of. So he presses J and K simultaneously to exit insert mode. Honestly, like 10 billion points literally just for creativity on that one. Literally just for creativity. I feel like this is still working, and it should, yeah, that's exactly working. Okay, that's cool. Cool. Now we're getting closer. So the trick is, this is not a very intensive algorithm. So I'm not too shy to use this sort of anywhere I want in the code. So if I go back to the weirdly named this method, or no, I want to go to the scrolling stuff. And we're going to do the clamp. We're going to clamp literally right here, literally right after the break. So we're going to play a short 5-minute video. I have to run away for a quick 5 minutes. I'm going to run the ads on Twitch so nobody misses anything. Excellent progress today. Very fun stream. If you want to take a break, this is a good time. But if you want to stay and watch the video, just stay and watch the video. Do you, chat. Today is all about being you, doing you, and enjoying you. So I'll be back in 5. And yeah, do what you need to do, and we will be back and continue all the fun things we are doing. And common to go back. It's a little bit better than the W's because you can target specific values you want to jump to. Time for some advanced horizontal movements. We're going to be doing what I like to call pattern jumping. Now to do this, I'm going to be doing this example with a visual mode, but we're going to go into a little bit more detail on other ways to do this. For pattern matching, so if I do a VI quotes, you're going to notice my cursor jumps from the start of the line to right inside the quotes. And once I'm inside the quotes, I can pretty much do anything I can want. I can yank, I can change, delete. That's VI quotes. Now here's another example, VIB. VIB is visual inside block. VI quotes is visual inside quotes. If I do VI square bracket, I'll grab everything inside the square brackets. You might notice the pattern. It's a way of sort of jumping your cursor over a certain amount of text. Now, if I do a VI squiggly bracket, it's going to grab everything inside of here because if you notice, my cursor is actually inside of a method inside squiggly braces. Matching, the pattern matching will match either inside or in front of what you're trying to match. If I'm trying to match the squiggly braces and I'm in front of the squiggly braces, I can do a VI squiggly. It's going to grab everything inside there. If I'm already inside, I can do a VI squiggly again. Same thing with the other patterns. If I go inside the quotes, I can do VI quotes, and since I'm already inside, it's going to match me inside. Now, pattern jumping doesn't just work with the visual mode. I was actually just doing that as a demonstration, but let's say I did. My cursor is going to be in front on this line here. I'm going to do a YI quotes. That's yank everything inside the quotes. You'll notice my cursor jumped into the quotes, and if I go and paste, it's going to paste what I pulled from the quotes. Now, let's say I wanted to grab the quotes with it. I can do a VA quotes. That's going to be visual around the quotes. I can yank that. I can paste that here. I can do a YA quotes, and that will, as you can see, also grab everything around the quotes. So that's just a little example of what I like to call pattern jumping. Another important concept is the jump list. Every time you jump your cursor away by a certain amount of lines, it's going to be added to what's called the jump list. To quickly move between the jump list, all you need to do is press Control O and Control I. Control I will walk you forward and Control O will walk you back amongst the jump list. Now this is super useful because when you jump your cursor to another part of the document and you want to quickly move back, you can just use the jump list and press Control I or Control O. Star searching, another useful pro tip. So if I move my cursor to this word right here and I press the star key, what's going to happen is the word that was under my cursor is going to enter into a search command. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see the word is sort of in between some slashes at the bottom of the screen. Now that that word is inserted into the search, I can press N and keep jumping to the next instance of that word in my document. And if I want to jump backwards, I can press capital N. I can do a Shift N to jump backwards and to jump forwards. If you want to find another instance of the word in the document, you can put your cursor over the word, press star, and it will jump to the next instance of that word. Now there's another way to do this type of search, which is using the / command. If I do a if I do a / the whole planet might just destroy itself. So I'm just gonna refrain on that and just make sure that the stream is still running this second. I'm gonna pop on the music. I'm gonna check all the switches, all the knobs. I think we're still going. I think we're still good. If there's any issues, feel free to let me know. If not, we can just sort of continue exactly where we left off. I tried in insert mode and it just depends. JK text to the buffer. You have to remap it. Okay, right. Nugan, oh dang, never heard of the jump list thing. No? The Control I, Control O? I did not make the music suddenly disappear. That I know that was. But you didn't know that the Control I and the Control O? That was a weird coincidence how it just disappeared like that, but that is huge. That's so huge. The jump list. Yeah, as soon as you do a motion, you know, like somewhat in a far away from where you were, you use the Control I and Control O to jump like the motion list. And then there's like the G, oh, I think I'm getting it right. The jump list is Control I, Control O. And then you have the change list with, there's the change list. So in the buffer, this is actually coming in clutch a few times for me. This is like coming, like I'll be in a buffer somewhere and I needed to like go back to where I changed something. And if I'm in the buffer, I'll do like either a G colon or a G comma. And it should jump you on the change stack of that buffer too. So G colon G comma has been coming in clutch, just to kind of like bring me back sometimes to where I am. I mean, yeah, bookmarks are huge for that too. You should always be setting up bookmarks and stuff. And I'm actually going to clamp this differently. I'm actually going to be clamping this differently than what I was going to do before I left. So yeah, so Oshlam, I forgot. Yeah, that's too late. I like plain format. It's easy to modify. Plus Git compatible. Sorry, I missed the answer to my comments about SQLite. No, plus don't use SQLite. It's impossible to merge into Git. Okay. So, and we're talking about serializing the data for this application. Now, I'm currently serializing the data. Let's go back. Why does this keep disappearing on me? Let's go back. Let's do a look-see in the directory. So currently we're just restoring the files as JSON, right? And it sounds like Oshlam would like it to remain that way, or text in somehow, right? But so I was thinking of serializing the data for the application as SQLite. Now Oshlam's going, oh no, I'm about to lose some functionality. I'm not going to be able to edit the requests in my favorite editor. I'm not going to be able to transfer the requests between other applications. So I think I might have thought of that though. Like the idea would be we still use SQLite as the backend for serialization. However, we also implement import and exporting based off of different formats that are provided in the web development world. So you could sort of, so you would just take the request or whatever, and then you could just go like, you could export it as JSON or Open API format or some specific format. You could even do it as TOML or plain text. You could export it, and then you could edit it and then do whatever you wanted with it here, and then you could import it back here. So we're thinking, right? I mean, we're in the drawing board. We're at the drawing board phase. So this is all drawing board phase. Did I write this in the README? Let's just get the backend serialization. Data serialization. It's an okay, Oshlam. So Oshlam is +1ing, if I'm not mistaken. This application, just kind of doing it with JSON under the hood. Like everything serialized as JSON. And something like that. Okay. Okay, that's good feedback. It's good feedback. Holy moly, Nougat, hope you're all right, buddy. Hope you're all right. Also has less dependencies. Switch to MPV. It's by far the most minimal efficient V. Oh, MPV. Yeah, so no, somebody already said something. MPV. Multi-purpose vehicle. Thank you. Thank you, Google. Thank you, Google. Is this it? Is this it? Okay, so we do have, is this on Arch? So can I Arch MPV? Oh, Arch Wiki. When is the Arch Wiki? Oh my lord. Oh my lord. It's okay, so it's here. It exists. I'm gonna go over to this screen. I should be able to do a sudo pacman -s MPV. Do I? Come on. When did I last update? Okay, we're good. We're good. So I can here, and then I can. Wait, how am I gonna do this? Is this a terminal application? Or is it just, is it GUI? Is it GUI? Okay, it looks like GUI. Looks like GUI. MPV? Huh. Huh. Oh. So I would need to... Okay, let me try something. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna launch my, like, I guess I need to drop files, so I'm gonna need like a GUI file droppy thing, which I think I have, but I don't want to launch it. Do I have one? I don't even know. I do have one. Files, there it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna launch it here and hope I don't. Maybe, okay, give me 1 second, chat. I'm gonna just put this screen on for a second. Give me a second. I'm going to launch that thing again. And then I'm gonna go here. Here. Okay, I should be able to undo the screen now. Should be able to undo the screen. And I'm just gonna drop some files. What are we dropping? Let's drop. This by the end of this video, you're gonna have everything. Very interesting. So let's drop this over to here. Huh. Cool. And then I could just like thing you need for quick. What's the manual? Man MPV? That's the controls. Interesting. Cool. Well, I'm definitely going to be, I feel like, a future MPV enjoyer. MPV, I'm gonna feel like I did need it. I did need like the cool edit, the cool media player. Needed a cool media player. This is feeling cool. So we're gonna try it out. We'll test drive it, see how it works. Yeah. At least it doesn't look too bad right there. Very cool. Morning, Mars, welcome. Sorry I missed you. I always hate missing. I hate missing, but no. Hope you're still with us, Mars. Nice to have you in again today. We are pushing forward with our application. We are pushing so forward. Those are kind of standard for HTTP request storing. Huh? Did we find the meta? Copy link. Did we find the meta? What is this? Oh. Is this the standard? Really? Is this a standard? I mean, yeah, we'll do it. But can I, well, will I be able to parse this? Will I have to implement my own custom logic to make something like this? There is a reason why we're also serializing into JSON. So we'll have to see if that is doable. We'll have to see. If it's the standard, I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure there's a way. If there's a will, there's a way. I could write it myself. I just don't want to write everything myself. I mean, there's a little bit of getting it out the door. Getting this out the door. Okay, so I was gonna clamp. We were gonna clamp, and I'm gonna clamp in a new spot. And so I actually need to. I'm gonna need this in another variable. Pop that here. Content length. Decent. So what we're gonna do here. Can I just clamp this? Just clamp that. Returns max if self is greater. Min if self is less, otherwise self. Yeah, I think clamp is the play. Clamp is the play between 0 and content length. We're clamping. We are so clamping. We're so clamping right now. It's not even crazy. It's good. Let's see what happens. All right. Sorry, Open Metro API. So sorry. Clamp me gently. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're clamped. Wait. We're clamped? Oh, but it's not. No. We got to clamp different. Okay, we're clamped, but you can't tell, but I can actually unsync the scrolling between the clamping. Okay, so we're getting closer. We are getting so closer. MPV is cool. Use a file manager to open with MPV. Also, if you uninstall, use a file manager to open with MPV. Oh, okay. Also, if you uninstall VLC, MPV will be the default. Okay. I can set defaults. I can set defaults myself. There's a way to do that in Linux. There is a way. There's a will. There's often a way. Chat. Let's go. We almost had it though. This isn't where we're doing it. This isn't where we're doing it. Oh, did I go too far on this? What is going on here? I'm confused. I'm just gonna roll this back. Just gonna roll this back. I'm gonna save it here. Implement num lines of request method. Yep. And then, okay, now I should be able to do this, but somewhere else. Maybe I should just grab that right there. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to do this where I thought I'm going to be able to do this. So I'm going to do this again. But I actually have to clamp something else. So let's grab all of this into another variable. So that's clamped. And we're going to use clamped for two things. Here and actually our vertical scroll. That's our vertical scroll. Because I guess the clamp is not mutable, so I gotta actually set this to what we just clamped. Uh, wait, was this a U size? Why am I doing... Oops. Oops. So clamp, okay, cool. And then here I wanted to as U 16. We set the vertex. Okay, so that should do it. So now it should be clamped. So I shouldn't, the scroll should not be out of sync with the content length scroll bar thing. Okay, cool. That should do it. That should be, that's going to be a little trickier for a second. HTTP REST file. What's going on here? Is this the crate? Interesting. Okay. HTTP files. We're gonna have to look into that. That seems to be a thing. That seems to be the thing or a thing that we should use in some way for the serialization. That's good. That's good. We're gonna have to. I mean, I think there's a few different types. Let's do this again. Uh-oh. The response froze. Did I get shut down? This is another thing I have to handle. Response timeout when frozen. Yeah, it's frozen. I guess they banned me. I think they banned me from sending requests, maybe, but it's supposed to be an open. They claim to be open. Maybe not. Maybe something just happened with the request. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go back. Z. Let's Z in. Try that again. Did I get banned? Maybe not. Something happened. Okay, we're gonna have to implement timeout stuff. And okay, it's not. No, it's not. It's staying sync. It's staying sync. I like that. And then I can't scroll this direction. Cool. I'm happy with the scrolling. I wish it scrolled like more than one little thing, but I'm gonna have to figure out better scrolling. Like half page scrolling, half buffer scrolling. But that's a good start. This is progress. It was something that needed to be. We needed to have the ability to scroll in case you had a really big response or something. How does it work if I then make it bigger now? Did it just auto figure out all the width and everything? It did. I don't understand how it knew to do that. Okay, I'm not gonna complain. I mean, maybe I shouldn't ask questions. Maybe I shouldn't be asking questions on that one. LazyGate is the third favorite program, only behind Neovim and Yazzie. Raj, I'm liking that tier list, my friend. That's a decent tier list. Add HWDeck auto to the config MPP config to enjoy full hardware. Okay. And for the love of God, please do sudo pacman RNS VLC. And oh my God, really? Okay, well, we'll look into that later. It's not. That's interesting, and we'll have to see how many. Yazzie is so good. Yazzie is delicious. So we got the standard, but maybe it's not developed. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna look into that. We're gonna be looking into HTTP eventually, the HTTP file. Where was I? In the commit. I think we were all good. I think this was working. It looks really weird because I have a really big font for the stream. I just make a really big font for the stream, so it just kind of weirds out. What do I commit this? Scrolling clamped to content link. Yes. Something like that. Better fix my chair. My headphones. All right. So we got to scrolling. We are actually cruising a bit. We're cruising a bit. Yeah, I'm sending way too many requests, but I think it's okay. I don't think they hate me. Oh, this is a good time to handle this. This weird timeout bug I seem to be experiencing. Let's handle that. I completely forgot to handle that. And I'm glad I'm encountering that right now. Unfortunately, it does break my thing. So we're going to implement the timeout functionality, and then we can probably trigger it again with that same API. I always got to do this. Okay, we're going to implement, we're going to fix that timeout stuff right now. Should be somewhere in the request sending. I forget how to do this stuff. It's probably like a timeout thing, I'm guessing. Timeout? Somewhere. Timeout. Timeout duration. Beautiful. Enables a request timeout. What's an appropriate timeout? Second? What's it in milliseconds? It's a duration, so we gotta do a duration from seconds 1. And what happens when it times out? What? And yeah, I didn't do this, so... You ever like start a project and then ends up just being way bigger than you thought it was gonna be? Not way bigger, but it's just more involved. This is one of those projects. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're going to add the timeout. I could probably see. I'm gonna have to set up a proper way to either test that, or like I need to set up my own server. I need to set up my own REST API. I'm gonna have to like just build my own little REST API and test against my own using, is there like a REST API framework? REST API. Maybe I should do Go. Maybe this is a good time to learn Go. I don't want to learn too many languages right now though. Create a blazingly fast REST API in Rust. Okay, so it does exist. It does in fact exist. Oh, you shouldn't. Okay, we're gonna add that. Let's test it out. Well, I guess I won't know. It's one of those things I just never will know. Because if it works, I'll never experience a timeout again. And I would have to simulate a timeout. This is the only way. Unless I sent like maybe requests really fast and waited for the 1 second delay. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so it's still working at least normally. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to set up my own like REST server eventually, I think. REST API server. I mean, if I'm gonna be a legitimate application, I'll have to set up my own little REST thing and just test against it, and then I can simulate timeouts and stuff like that. Okay, well at least we handled that. Nailed it, first shot. Taking off the readme. You were on the readme and now you are gone. That's gone. That's gone. That I want to put in. That, okay, a bunch of stuff still. Okay, cool. Well, let's add that in. We're gonna make a 1 second timeout. Yeah, this is a request. Add timeout to request. Nailed it. Della, you made it in. Welcome in, my friend. Learn Go, I can guide you. Osham. I just don't want to, I have experienced things. So when I was doing the Minecraft streams recently, I was jumping between two projects and trying to learn the Minecraft API, and then like coming back and writing Rust was I was like, the more I learned in one domain, the more I forgot Rust. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just lock down. I'm just gonna lock in. I'm gonna go all in right now with Rust, because I just don't want that inconvenience of being overwhelmed right now. I can really use a little less. You ever just kind of use a little less overwhelming in your life? Like, I feel like I'm at that point where I can just use a little less overwhelming. So I'll probably stick to Rust just so I can stay in the same language now and not hurt my brain, hurt my precious brain. I do love the Minecraft stuff. Like, I want to get back into the Minecraft stuff or something. Can we do it some stream? Which the Minecraft or the Go? I want to do Go eventually, 100%. I mean, like, we're just doing a current Rust stuff now, but there's a big future ahead. I mean, I think I'm going to be in Rust for probably like a few more months, because there's this project and then one more other project in Rust I want to do. And then after that, it's going to be a little bit more open-ended. Let's just say there's going to be a little more room to do other things and stuff of this nature. But there is Minecraft server in Rust, still not that good. There is Minecraft server in Rust, 100% kitty. 100% kitty, but you know, if I'm making mods for people, if I'm making Minecraft mods for people, I'm probably gonna have to like use the Neoforge toolchain or Fabric toolchain or something, which I do not think I get the pleasure of doing in Rust, unfortunately. Craftbomb, I just realized you remind me of Code Bro, kinda. Someone said that to me before. I'm very Code Brody. Yeah, so I'm just like, the things are, there's gonna be a lot different stuff in the future. It's not all Rust. There's gonna be a lot different things. It's just, it takes a long time for me to get there, because man, this could be my bad, like, I might be a bad streamer, not running the stream like I should be. Like maybe the other streamers of the niche do. I don't even know. There's not even that many streamers of this niche, honestly. I feel like, what niche are we? Software development? I don't know. What niche are we? Okay, so then we're actually can move on now too, also. Since this is going so fast. This is all going really quick today. So we got this. Now, I think I want to improve the functionality of this user interface. As I was sort of mentioning way at the beginning of the stream, when I tab into one of the tabs, it brings up sort of like, you could think of it as like advanced tabs, like an advanced tab mode that lets you just do more regarding the tab. So with this authorization tab, lets you add or remove authorization. Currently just handling these two types of authorization, bare and basic. The parameters window, this is where you would sort of be adding new parameters. Like, I'm going to add a new parameter, ID equals Jonkero or something, something like that. And then, like, you know, if you're adding your headers, you'd be adding your headers here. This could actually be doubly improved, because like you're currently adding a header like this, like new header Then you'd hit enter and you got a new header. You should be able to select it. Can I remove these yet? Oh, I think I forgot. Oh no, I got remove. I got remove. Yeah, so you can add new headers and remove new headers. There's a little quality of life feature that could go here because many of the HTTP headers are the same. Like there's like kind of like a, you know, like content type that's always going to be there. So we could have some like quality of life stuff that you can like quickly add a content type header or one of those other type headers. I don't know. I'll have to go into all the headers. My knowledge of web development is definitely leaking out. I'm building this app, but I'm not actually a full web developer. I'm just kind of needed this type of application. That's why I'm building it, but I could definitely use pro tips from the web developers who actually do this type of stuff and who would use this. And that, you know, their feedback is going to be probably more valuable than my own feedback at this point, because I'm not a full-fledged web developer, but I do dabble, bit of a dabbler, and I'm gonna need this when I dabble. Gonna need it. What if you create a compiler that compiles Rust code to Java code for Minecraft? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. But it's if only it was that simple. If only software development, the tool chain, the editor, the integration. It's just all so jumbled, so jumbled. Okay, so let's walk this through. So I want to be able to press tab here. There's a few things. Sorry, I gotta redo the request. So I want to scroll. So I'm scrolling here. And now if I do the response, yeah, it's all scrolled. So I shouldn't be able to scroll. When you're not supposed to scroll. Where was I scrolling again? So this is pretty easy to do. It's going to essentially be, if we're going to be doing an iflet, sum I believe it is, and then we're going to add self.response. And I can jump here, add one of those. This goes up here. Basically, we'll only scroll when we have a response. Maybe also be something like that right down here too. And that should be easy fix right there. It's first shot. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll. There we go, still at the top. Good, didn't scroll. Like it. Nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. Okay, chat, how bad is this visualization music thing in the bottom of the screen? I should have asked this earlier when there was more people in chat. Is this thing really annoying? Should I get rid of the visualization thing? If you're watching the stream on demand, please let me know in the comments also later if you're watching this later. Because that's actually, I should have asked this earlier, but is this Kava visualized sound thing really annoying? And does it make the stream less enjoyable for you because it's distraction and stuff like that? If it does, let me know. It's beautiful. Thank you, Craftrum. Thank you, Craftrum. Like, honestly, I appreciate that. Because there's just some people I think this is doing more harm than good to. And I'm just kind of wondering about it now. I'm just really kind of wondering about it now. Because I'm just an enjoyer. Like, personally, I like it. Like, I don't know. I like having it here. When I code, I don't know. It's weird, maybe. It serves really no purpose. You know, it's just one of those flashy terminal eye candy things. But some people are reporting it's not. It's ruining their viewing. Honestly, I didn't think some people were watching the streams that hard. I didn't think some people were watching the streams that hard. I was streaming for a long time without people really watching the streams when the streams were done, like after the streams were done. So I guess I'll have to figure something out. Like maybe we'll just in the future maybe it'll just be music bars over here in the chat section, something like that. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Did I commit this? Oh, I'm in the wrong window. Like, why isn't my lazy git activating? Okay, yeah, so that's committed. That's committed. Oops. Read me. Wait, okay, so that. Yeah, Cardigo Click refactoring Teapot. Oh, there was that too. Is that too? I think I want to try advanced tab mode. I think I want to do an advanced tab mode for the body. When you're looking at the body of the response, or when you're looking at the response in general, we'll sort of have that advanced tab mode. And then this is where you're going to be able to like do stuff with the response, like export the response to a file or something like that. Export it into a text file, and then, or even open it in an editor, possibly. You could open it in an editor. So we'll have to start this functionality, so to speak. Request form. So where do I begin on this again? I should have some names. Nope, wrong window. Selected tab. Where was it? How was I? Let's go to the render methods. I always forget my own. I always forget my own work. My own work chat. Let's go. Render tab. Wait, how is it? No, it's up here, right? So, so it was something like, if I had a map form, I pop that up. But then for the authorization thing, if form mode is auth edit, okay. I think I see how I'm going to do this. We call this response mode. Response mode. So I'm going to add an enum, because an enum is sort of dictates. We destruct the enum to render the specific screen. Or it gets the hose again, essentially. So we're going to use that. Oh, no, not, yeah, this should break, and it's good it should break, so I can jump here with my diagnostics. I can add with the code actions, fill arms. That should drop the to-do down here. And then here is where we start doing stuff. And then I can render. So then when I switch to response mode, then I can start rendering. So let's just drop in a replace. So we're going to add a... Wait, what was this? Okay, so this is the handle key. So we'll keep this to-do block here. We jump here. Why is this? Oh, I know. So now we got to go back to the render tab. Was it render tabs? Or was it just, it was just render. Here I'm going to drop in the new form mode. So this is actually the render method. I got a little bit confused there. So this should be, what was it? Response mode. And then we'll drop in just a placeholder. To-do, to render the to-do. Where are we rendering it? The frame? I don't know. Frame dot buff. Where am I doing this? Which frame dot area? I guess I'll just try for now. Just do that for now. Okay, so then I should at least be able to. Where was the other to do? So that's if I. Is that handle key? Okay, so that's handle key. So I just got to set one more thing up to trigger the mode. Where was So if you hit tab, yeah, depending on the selected tab. Do I have, I'm gonna have to add in the response tab here, and it should be complete. And all I gotta do is self form mode. Basically what's happening down here, grab that. Oh, my key slipped. We're gonna change this to response mode. Should be ready to rock. Kitty, could you add auths, like basic auth to the app? So we should have basic auth. So if I go here, so like, okay, so if I go into the authorization section, I press tab, this will all be intuitive and have all the key bindings aren't being displayed yet, but I can switch over to basic authorization. Then I could put like, basic's always like a username and a password, right? Or something like that. It's like a name and a password. And then it'll add the basic authorization to the request. It'll send that with the request. So it should be already in, if that's what you're referring to. You could add auths, yeah, just like that. Just like that. Craftrum, did you have the sound visualizer record you're talking to before? Okay, Craftrum. So when I do the streams, the stream visualizer is only for the music. Just because of the nature of how I have Kava set up, you have to kind of set Kava up for, and I got like, there's like a meme of like people jumping through hula hoops and stuff, and like that meme is me setting up my sound system to get the streaming going the way I need it to go. So the Kava is only just kind of displaying, I can get it to display my voice, it's just not doing that right now. How is Markdown rendering like in the browser? Is that Obsidian and Neovim? This is the Zen. I hope you're talking about this. This is a Zen web browser. This is a web browser. This is my stream web browser. It's a very chill web browser. Vertical tabs. Vertical tabs. It allows me to have the Vimium key bindings, the Vimium plugin. Super chill. It is Zen. It's Zen in the name, and it feels very Zen when you're using it. That's a browser. That's the browser. Hope I got that right. Know your to-do markdown file. Oh, this is a plugin. Let's butcher another question. This is a plugin for Neovim. Let's find it. It is a markdown plugin for Neovim. Where are you? There it is. Render markdown. Should just be that one. Render markdown. .nvim. Third time a charm. Craft from Zen. Strange, I noticed the visualizer changed a few streams ago. Okay, so when I do videos, it works with my voice. Kava works with my voice. It should have always been like that. Is that Firefox fork? Zen, I believe it is a Firefox fork. Yes, it is. Because the Vimium plugin is a Firefox plugin. This is in fact a Firefox Forkarooski. Forkarino. So I got this. Okay, I didn't run it. So I should be able to tab. Yeah, see, and it pops open like this to do. Okay, this is the beginning. But now I can't escape. Oh no. Oh no, I can't escape. No, chat. Why? Why must I? Why must I be a fool, chat? Why? I don't know why. I don't even know why. So we're just gonna commit this right now. Rage commit. Rage committing. I'm upset. I'm upset. Let's go to the next to do. Oops. What was it? Okay, so it was handle the keys in the form mode. So this is where what is, wait, why am I matching? Is this handle a key? Okay. So in theory, if I dropped this, yeah, I gotta refactor this. This method's just getting way too big. Yeah, this is handle key. So I should be able just to drop a form mode none in here for now, just so I can exit if I press a key. And then I can start working on the functionality of this. Let's just try that. Oops. Oh. I hit the wrong key so many times. Super awesome Vim user. Can't even. Okay, at least I can go back and forth now. Now I can start doing things. Ooh, I like how the border's already printed there. Why is the border already printed there? Okay. Well, I'm just getting started, so let's just get started. Oops. What did I do? Okay, so there's the to do. That's we're gonna have to do that. And then we're also gonna have to handle key presses. So I'm gonna have to make a form. I'll have to make a special form. We're gonna make a special form for this, just like we did. It's gonna have its own dedicated class. It's gonna have its own dedicated class. I guess we'll call this the response form too. Let's just call it the response form. That seems to be my naming convention of choice right now. Response form. I'm gonna add you there. That's me workflow for adding new files in Rust. I use the code actions, the LSP, to just kind of build all that out for me. Okay, we're gonna make a new, and it's going to have its own internal state. How was I doing? How was I doing this? I kind of forget. Okay, so actually I can find out. Is this going to be sort of stateless or stateful? Let's go to, am I in the right thing here? No, I'm not. Request form. What did I do here? So I had an authorization form. Okay, so this has its own state then. So I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be stateful. This is gonna be a stateful thing. It's going to live as a field in the request form. Okay, that sounds good for that. It's gonna be stateful. That's just, at least I know where I'm going with that. Response form. And we'll start right like any good class should start. A public struct response form, I guess. The form is a really bad name for that. It's not a form. We're not taking input. We'll rename that later. We'll rename that later. What is the auth form doing? So that stores that. So I would be. I feel like what I'm going to be doing is There's a mode to it also. What's going on here? What is this? None key mode, pass mode? Oh, that was something I implemented and I gotta get rid of this too and replace it. Deprecated. Deprecated. Such a bad developer. Such an unorganized. Okay, so we're going to be adding, this is going to have a field with the response. It's going to be an HTTP response. Something like this. Oh boy. Oh boy, we've hit that time. We've hit that time. Adela, it's nice to have you in too. What are you doing today, Adela? I hope I didn't miss you again. I miss everybody. I miss everybody, but you know, we're jumping. We jump between the chat. We jump between the coding, the Neovimming, the Linuxing. Okay, so we're gonna just rip away for a quick 5 minutes. I'm gonna play the video for a quick 5 minutes. And it's a good time for you to take a break also. If you want to take a break, you don't have to though. You're welcome to enjoy the video. And I will be back in a quick 5. Making easy software development inside Neovim. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be setting up a few plugins. We're going to be setting up our language server protocol settings inside Neovim. We're going to be talking about key bindings and how it all fits together to make everything quick and productive. Then we're going to be going to some essential remaps that you're really not going to want to miss out on. Our configuration journey begins at a file called init.lua, and this is going to be in Neovim's configuration directory. Now for Windows, this is going to be a little different. But for Linux, your configuration directory should be the same as mine. The first thing we're going to be setting up today is the Lazy Plugin Manager. The Lazy Plugin Manager is what we're going to be using to integrate and manage the other plugins we're going to be installing inside of Neovim. And for the lazy maxers among us, it comes with a beautiful user interface to basically manage and do everything we're going to be needing to do with the plugins, including installing, updating. All the documentation will be linked in the details below. But to get started, we're going to be bootstrapping Lazy into Neovim. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to head over to the documentation section. We're going to be basically copying all of the bootstrap code that it gives us. And we're just going to be pasting that right into our init.lua files. Now mine's going to look a little bit different. My dot files will be available. But we're going to just sort of break this down. And what's going to happen here is we're eventually going to be giving this thing another file with our plugin list. If you want, you can just copy this block of code and replace it inside of the parentheses here if you don't want to separate different files. You can also follow the documentation if you want to separate this into different files. And depending on how you set it up, this is essentially going to be a relative path to the plugin list based off of the files in the Lua directory in the config directory. But we're going to be going into that. So the last part of the code that we copied is going to be a require and a setup statement, where we're just going to be calling require the setup. I'm going to give it a path to my file. And inside the plugin file itself, it's just going to look like this. We're just going to be returning a single block of code that declares each of the different plugins that we're going to be bringing inside Neovim. And if I go back to my example here, you can see the require statement, and this is going to go to a file called the plugin list, which is similarly just returning a block of code declaring all the plugins that I have installed. After the bootstrap code is set up, you should be able to restart Neovim. You can do colon into command mode, start typing in lazy with a capital W, and the lazy menu should pop up for you. Now we have our plugin manager set up. We're going to talk about Telescope. Telescope's going to be one of the most important plugins we integrate inside of Neovim. Not only is this going to integrate with our language server protocol, but it's going to have a bunch of built-in features that are going to be important for our workflows. For example, we're going to be using this to quickly jump between files, quickly jumping to diagnostic issues inside of our code, using it to quickly jump to definitions. And I wouldn't even have time to go over a number of the built-in useful functions it has, including doing a live grep over your entire project, even fuzzy finding man pages and choosing your color scheme. To get set up is really easy. We're just gonna head over to the GitHub. We're gonna go down to the installation section. We're just gonna copy this block of code, and we're gonna head back and we're gonna paste it right into our plugin list. And after you pasted it, you should be able to restart Neovim. You can do a colon, type in telescope with a capital, and the menu should pop up. And later we're gonna get into... Okay, that was interesting. This media player is interesting. I'm gonna have to learn how to use it. It seems pretty chill. I hope it wasn't a bad viewing experience. If it was, you're always welcome to let me know. But I'm trying to log into Twitch. I'm getting unsupported browser on a supported one. Really? I wonder if they're having a back-end issue. Dude, another one. Welcome back, dude, man. Nice to have you in. We are in fact doing another one. Crazy. Love the emote. Love it. Absolute enjoyer. I am an enjoyer 100%. But nice to have you back. Hope you're doing well today. We're just continuing our adventures in our Rust application, and we were Progress Edition. We baited an S3, an S tier YouTuber today in the chat. Not sure if they're still with us, but we had an S tier show. It's been quite a stream. It's been quite the stream. I'm going to have to probably curl up in the fetal position for some time after the stream just to reorient myself with the world. With the world. So we're going to be displaying the response with some functionality to it. So how am I going to start? How do I want to start something like this? What did I do with the auth form and the render stuff? I kind of forget why I'm doing it like this. So maybe I'll do Ratatouille's way of doing it and then move on from there. Oh, yeah, I wonder what's going on, Dev, but thank you for trying. I appreciate the effort of trying to log in, I guess, on Twitch and view us on Twitch as well. Appreciate ya. We're gonna add. So for now, I just want to get rid of this because I want to show. I don't think we had to show. We just had a few. So we're just kind of working on. So this is when I send the response now, or so when I send the request, the HTTP request. This is the response that we get back. And we're just kind of displaying it raw in this section right now, and with a little bit of color coding for like the version status color headers, and then the body just prints out in sort of the gray text. We got the scrolling implemented today. Huge day today, huge day in so many ways, so many different ways. But now we're gonna be leveling up that response section in different ways. So I should be able to implement the widget trait down here, and then it's going to say like implement missing members, and then I usually say like, yeah, why would I bother doing this if I wasn't going to implement the members? Maybe you don't have to ask me every time, but that's cool. We'll just do it like that. I'll replace this so it's a little bit slimmer. Place that a little cleaner. Don't know why it does this, but we're going to be doing that. And we'll start this off. We'll start this off with just a paragraph. Saying hello. If I could Stop big fingering around the keyboard. Hello from response form. I'm gonna render this puppy. I think we do a render here. Just like that. I want, what do I want? I want a default. I want a builder. What's wrong here? Oh yeah, it's gonna be like, bro, do you even clone? Do you even, clone? This isn't clone? Wait. What was the issue? Because I don't have... Okay, wait, I'm putting the builder. It's saying, give me clone. And it's saying, this doesn't have a clone. Wait. Option HTTP response. But I did the builder there too. I don't know why it didn't complain here. Am I crazy? Sometimes I feel, sometimes like a situation like this will happen and it's like, I implemented a builder here, no issue. It's saying... What am I missing? What am I missing? Huh. So I guess if you have a nested inner structure, you have to implement clone? If you has a nested inner structure of some sort. Interesting. Never hit that on the builder pattern. Huh. Okay. I guess sometimes that's the way it goes. So how am I going to use this? How am I going to use this? Oops. So we're going to have to... So when we do the... Okay, yeah, so I got to make it here first. This is going to be the response form. Something like this. Oh, gotta change that. Response form. All right, and then as is tradition, it makes me do the thing down here. And then I can do it just like this with the form builder default dot build. And I can actually just unwrap here. Oh, what did I do? What did I? Unwrap? Unsafe, what the heck? The heck? It's something like this. I can actually change this, oops. Oops. I change that to unwrap. So this should never fail. If this fails, I literally want to know right now. Right now. This better fail right now. That should never fail. So we'll add the builder here. And then the dealio is when we're on... So there's two things that are going to happen. What am I doing? It's going to kind of just follow the pattern of what we were doing here. I gotta search this guy. Star search. Wait, did I not? Yeah, so it's gonna be something. It'll have a handle key thing. On submit. Okay, I think I see what's happening here. And then okay, I think I see what's happening. So if we're in, I add that yet? We are in the, yeah, no, response mode. So I did add that. It's here. VI, that's a VI Shift B. VI Shift B, the most ergonomic of the VI race grabbers. And then we can add our self.response form. Hey, what? Oh my god. Come on. Do the thing. Do the thing. And then it's just render, right? And then I gotta give it the right area. Which was the area again? It should be... Oh, what did I do here? So I just gave this the frame. And then I created something in the area. Can I do this different? Can I give this the outer? I should be able to give this the outer thing like this. And then this is going to be frame.buff. What are we doing? Is this why? This is why I was doing it the other way. This is why now I remember why I was doing it the other way. Because I somehow... Because this is moving it. Yeah, this is moving it. But, okay, so why can't... Where? Okay, so this is moving. So this is moving... And it's moving out of the form, which is behind a mutable reference. Which does not implement copy. Yeah, I got to do this differently. I have to do it differently. It's not too tricky. It's just going to be like I do here. And I just kind of forgot why I was doing stuff like that. But we're going to do that. DeepSeek R1 with tool calls just hallucinated an exchange rate, which isn't even close, and called it lookup. Really? It just made up an exchange rate for like a currency? That's what the hell? What the hell, chat? Let's implement. I'm not hearing these vibe codies are not sounding too impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to. It'll be something like this. We're gonna implement it like this instead. I have to import. This is gonna be frame.buff. Get rid of this. And then I should have an error right here. Should be at least, ooh. See, I beat, no. Was I hitting the wrong thing? So I could frame, outer, no wait, what is it? What was the outer? Let's see, something like this. Okay, so getting closer. Should be getting closer. All right, I can get a little bit closer. Not perfect though. I'm gonna have to figure out, I'm gonna have to set a new layout for that later. We will have to just do that later. I'm not vibe coding. I guess Quinn is not bad after all. I'm not vibe coding. He's not. I accused you of vibe coding, didn't I? Well, you better start vibing, my friend. You better start getting into vibes. It's the only way to code these days, I hear. Low coding, no coding, no fun. Who would want to do a no code, no fun? I'm here. I'm here for the fun, okay? Give me the fun. Where's the fun? So two things. Almost there, getting closer. There's gonna be something when I hit the enter key. Self.response. Wait, what was I doing? Oh yeah, that's for the inner tab. So I guess I'll have to add braces to this. Why is this returning something? And then we'll have to response form, something like can I just set it? I guess I'll have to set this to public and then maybe just set it here. What's going on? Response form equals response form dot response is going to equal this. And these are going to have two different copies. Okay, yeah, so when you do have a response, it will load up the form. And then essentially, let's go to, and then we can do, so maybe this should be an optional. This should be an optional. And then if there is no request, if there's no response yet, we can display something. If there is a response, we'll display something else. So like that. I should be able to wrap that. When I hit enter, it sets the response. And then we can iflet some. And then it will be self.response, something like this. So then if we have a response, we display something. And if we don't have a response, no response yet? No response. Response yet? Something like this. And then if there is, oops, probably have to borrow this. Because we're getting a little bit too grabby for the borrow checker. It's a little too grabby. So we get that, and now we can print. I kind of like the way I did this on the other screen. So let's put a bookmark here. Where was it? Oh, it was back. Yeah, I feel like I want to extract this into some sort of usable method. And reuse it, but maybe just for now, just to set up what we're doing and then make a good commit, somewhat of a clean commit, I guess. I could just deal with adding a little placeholder. based off of our favorite printf method. Just a banger. What are we gonna print? The body? Let's print the body. Why not? And then we'll just like slam it in here for now. And then I want to give it the better telescope. Take me back to where we're using this. I need something like this. Where was it? Here, 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 here. Oh. Just for now. It's a little dirty, but just for now. Okay. Response? No response yet. Uh-oh. Oh, and there it is, but it's not wrapping. But it's there. It's there. It lives. But it does not wrap. It is not wrapping, chat. We're not done here yet. Hey, nice content setup. May I know what is the clickable act? Oh, the little thing in the bottom? That's show me the key. I don't think I can make this bigger, but it's show me the key. It's called show me the key. Are you the thing that's showing the keys? That's what you were talking about, right? I didn't miss you on that one, but that is, yeah. We're just chilling in Hyperland, Arch Linux, Hyperland, Wayland. Show me the key. Show me the key. No problem. No problem. Another fellow content creator, perhaps? We just had an S tier YouTuber join the stream earlier today. A literal S tier YouTuber joined the stream today. W's here, probably another S tier YouTuber. I feel like this is an S tier YouTuber right here. But yeah, no, that's thank you for the feedback. I appreciate the feedback. Sometimes you don't know if you're doing good, right? Like, I don't know if I'm good. I still don't know. I'll still wake up tomorrow. Despite, I really, oh, you subscribed. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cool. Well, nice to have you on board. We're going to be, we're actually, this is a little bit awkward, and I'll explain why. Coder, I know you weren't vibe coding. I'm getting the vibe, but I'm not complying to the definition of vibe coding. Cool. That's what I meant. VVAX, welcome in. Super useful when they are typing password. Yeah, exactly. Early reminder, don't forget to raid. Do we have enough to raid? Do y'all want to raid? Is Prime on? Prime's not on, it's Sunday, right? There's nobody to raid today. There's literally nobody to raid. Yeah, I'll check Twitch on the other screen. And we'll see real quick. Okay, so unfortunately, we did and have reached the time in my day where I do unfortunately have to go. So thank you for the great stream. Thank you for coming in today. This is definitely a getting it done edition. I thought it was going to be a struggle stream. I honestly thought this was going to be a struggle stream, but everything just went really smooth. Fosh Unleashed. How do I raid? I hate raiding. Okay, so raid browser. Okay, we're gonna do the raid. Lena, I hope you're ready to chat. Look at this. We're starting. Chat, you're amazing. YouTube, I do have to shut you off, YouTube. I will have to shut you off, unfortunately. We're gonna raid. Go.